Shut up and sit down.
Go, Bing. There you go, folks. Yes, folks. Yes, it's us two idiots. Welcome to the Friday Frolic with me, Colin, Festa 67's workshop, and him.
Hello.
The good old, model making guru, good old Foxykins. Yes, welcome to our inane drivel shenanigans and just general goofing around because we're 5-year-old children.
Yes.
Don't forget, folks, if you'd like to help keep this alive, this channel alive, and the content coming, you can support me over at patreon.com/Festa67's workshop, or you can join the channel below by clicking the button below that says join. That takes you to being a channel member where you get access to the Zoom 24/7 hangout. Or you can click the $sign to leave a sexy super chat. You get your name in a big box in the chat panel and you get a bit of the old on screen air guitar goodness and sexiness and all of that lot. Talking of the groovy gang, folks, let's have a look again. I don't know why, right? I just moved me bloody chat window to the middle. I'm not facing camera. It's not Sunday. It's not Sunday. First in, we've got Natasha crafting Budgie Bubba says hello, Uncle Festa Foxx, and everyone in chat. Hello, Natasha. How you doing, darling? Lovely to see you. Hope you're feeling a bit better today, darling. Big hugs.
Big hugs.
Big hugs. There's some bloke there called Festa saying hi to Natasha. She then says, little boy Craig wants too many fusses. Oh, there you go. Betty Rubble's in, the old skin and blister, saying hi, brother. Hello, Maz. How you doing, darling? Up to you and Wilmers. I hope you're both doing well. Natasha says hi to Maz. Maz says hi to everyone. The Bobbins is in, says
Populons.
Greetings. There you go. Greetings, Bobbins. How you doing, geese? Scale Modelling Chaos needs a new name, folks, in chat.
Oh.
Got to be issued with a new girl's name because he was Crystal last month. We're in October now, so we need to issue today a new girl's name for young Christelle. So she'll be Crystal for the moment until we get a new name. What else have we got?
Old school name, like Agnes or something, or Lettuce. Or something.
Agnes, there you go. Agnes.
Agnes.
Yeah, there you go. Agnes it is, mate. So Agnes is in. Evening, everyone. Hello, Agnes. How you doing? Yeah, you got to do that. Oh, young man. And you got to be wearing a pair of the Dame Ednas. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the penny.
Absolutely. Jeff Light is in, says I, Cole Fox, and all in chat.
We do live it, don't we?
Hello, Jeff. Love and hugs to you and Maggie, mate. Hope you're doing all right. The wearer of the best beard in the community, Captain Birdseye himself, is in. Marcus says, good evening, Colin Fox, and all in chat. Hello, Marcus. How you doing? Hope you're keeping well, mate. Love to your family, and he does the live stream on a Saturday night, him and Annika. So click the 3 dots next to his name. Click it, go to his channel, subscribe, and go and watch him tomorrow night, because you see a grown man cry every week on there, mate. It's hilarious. Let's go and share the love, because he's a good friend.
Does she kick him in the nads?
Yeah. Natasha says, best that I can this week. Lost me little budgie Mickey. Hope you're all right. Yeah. R.I.P. Mickey. PJ and his Lewis is in. He says, morning, Colin Fox and all the Friday Frolicers in the chat. God, that was a gobful. Thought my teeth were going to fall out then. Hello, Paige. Hope you're doing all right, mate. And give us a ping when you're about, mate, if you want a blether. Yeah. Natasha says hi to PJ. Bill's put in a £5 super chat. He said, me frolic you long time. 5 to rah. So I very nearly went into a tirade then from that particular. I'm so glad that I thought about it. Yeah. PJ says hi to Natasha, as does Marcus. Natasha says, I'm okay, doing the best I can. Luke is in, saying hello. Yes, I rave about this guy every Sunday on the gallery, and he's made it in. Our Welsh wizard himself, Luke Wald, over at Scale Motor Hobbies. Again, go and share the love, folks, because really is a talented fella. So go and share the love and watch his videos, because, yeah, he's good.
That's lovely.
He is good. He has also got a 1-to-1 scale motorbike behind him as well. So, yeah, what can you say? Everyone's saying molding markers. Bobby says he's Fox continuing to paint his chassis tonight.
I'm giving him the finger of annoyance.
I'm so glad you said of annoyance there, mate, because I would have had nothing, mate. I would have had nothing to follow that up with.
The finger of warnings.
Everyone's saying molded to Luke. Harry Marwick's in. He says, good morning, everyone. Hello, Harry. How are you, mate? Harry with an H. Lovely to see you.
It's a good name, that Harry Marwick.
PJ had Mariella as a name. Oh, you're going back to the days of Mariella Frostrop. Swing, yeah.
What did she do? She's an actress.
She was a presenter. She had that gravelly voice because she smoked about 80 Capstan full strength a day, didn't she? You know,
Mariella Frostrop. She was either going to be an actress or an ITN newsreader with the
absolutely. Everyone said hello to PJ and Luke. Maz is saying Wilma's in bed, can't sleep. Yeah, same here, mate. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this with this idiot, because, yeah. And break.
I resemble that remark.
Agnes is in with a belly and bench. Belly, sausage, chips and beans. Bench, a 72nd, B24, Liberator, Bevy, Lil. I didn't realise they still done that.
It's a totally tropical taste.
That's the one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Happy days. Natasha says I didn't do it. Okay, is that one of are you responsible for one of the things out in the Dropbox then? Because H said there's some stuff in the Dropbox she's bringing in later. Bill says, guess who had a model on his bench today? Oh, you've been playing with your DeLorean.
Wait, does that mean he's not actually installed a fifth bench yet?
Yeah. Did you do the gull wing door noises? Yeah, you've got to do it, mate. Luke says he's blushing. Thanks, mate. Honestly, Luke, mate, people think I'm your stalker because I'm always bigging you up on the Sunday shows, mate. But I believe that if someone out there's good at something, I should promote them. And unfortunately, I do push your channel quite a lot, mate, because why not? Harry Marwick says molded to Tasha and PJ. Agnes says Lil is now Fantatropical. Really? Scandal.
Yeah.
I want to know who made this decision, and I want their nads on a breadboard in the morning, mate.
Yeah.
Jeff says, Waldy boy's an awesome guy, model builder. Luke. He is, mate. He really is. And Harry saying hello to Luke as well, mate. So don't forget, folks, belly, bench, beverage, biscuit, baboon, balloon, all of that lot.
Bank account number.
We need to know all of that. Me, I've got a cup of Rosie sat there in me Festa mug. In the other mug, I've got me orange juice. I've had fish and chips, and I've got some nibbles just to be left there in case I feel a bit peckish mid-show. There you go.
Nice. I've got water as my beverage of choice for now because it's too damn warm. I've got my Orc Big Track, and for belly, I've got a delightful new cereal. It's delicious.
Oh, that's that bowl of Citadel, isn't it? Yeah, I saw that.
It's crunchy on the outside and rather liquidy on the inside.
Yeah.
No, I just had to move on my paints quickly. The only thing I had was a bowl.
Got some pits here. See, I'm lucky. If I want to move my paints quickly, I just open the door. Yeah, I'll stop now. Bill says, Belly, fish fingers sandwiches, gold star issued.
Fish fingers and custard.
Now, Bill, are you like me? I used to do a row of fish fingers that way. Then I'd have a row of chips that way. And then another row of fish fingers. And all the sauce and beard squishiness, mate.
Damn, I never thought of having the second row of fish fingers.
Oh, mate, yeah, you got to have the second row, mate. You can't put the packet back with some in it, mate.
I did the same with we made laths out of the chips, so it was like you've got your support beams, then you've got your laths over the top. And then
it's all bloody fish finger sandwiches now. Okie dokie. And Luke says, hi, Jeff, mate. Hope you and Maggie are all good. Hi, Harry. Hope you're well, mate. There you go. So how's you and how's me mum? That's the key. That's what we need to know.
Yeah, all good. I'm fine. I'm very warm. It's October and yet warm.
Yeah, it's a bit muggy round the old trussocks, isn't it, mate?
It's annoying because, like, it's been when I get up in the morning and stuff and I get everything ready, like, Mama Wolf kind of goes downstairs when she gets up and she stays downstairs all day. So, and she's like 1,000 years old, so I have to keep her warm. Yeah. And for some reason, like in the summer, it's great because up here it's just a sweat pit, but downstairs it's always nice and cool.
Yeah, she's 111, 12, bless her, isn't she?
Yeah, and then some. but it's always really cold down there in the winter, so I have to put the radiator and the heating on.
Yeah.
The heating's on for her downstairs, but it means I'm sweating me nads off up here, but she's fine downstairs.
Sounds
with the
about
radiator
right.
upstairs turned off. But she's in bed now.
I can just imagine her looking at you. Go, what's up with you? Man up.
I go downstairs and I'm like, are you warm enough? No.
Harry says, beverage, coffee, Belly McVitie's gold bars bench. I can't see it at the moment. Oh, that's always a good thing, mate.
Yeah.
Jeff says we're keeping well. Luke, hope and trust all's well with you, mate. Bill says, didn't do that, but I have another pack in the freezer, so it might be a Frolic fish finger a la Colin tonight instead of bacon. Get in.
I don't know. Fish fingers instead of bacon?
Yeah.
Why not both?
Yeah, why not add the bacon on there as well? And Agnes says, I reckon Cole would enjoy a Wigan kebab. A meat pie inside a roll with mushy bacon. Yeah, that's me all over, mate. Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
All day long.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Banger and bacon pitters is nice. As is Iron's baked beans and sausages in a pita bread.
Yes, I need to get some pita breads and try all these things.
I had a ready brick halo of tomato sauce all round my goatee when I did that. I was covered, mate. My missus looked at me and she went, you are mental, ain't you? Look at you.
You are 5, aren't you?
Bloody state of you. Look at it. Look at it, she says. As she was speed dusting round me like Skippy going. Yeah.
So anyway, how are you? And how's
I'm
my
all right.
mum and Auntie Winnie?
All fine and dandy, mate. Sybil's doing well, mate. And Winnie is Winnie, mate. Still probably puffing away on 100 fags a day, bless her. But yeah, no, they're fine, mate. Yeah, the dynamic duo, the Anadin sisters, and yeah, Old Spice and Scary Spice. Yeah.
Scary Spice and even more Scary Spice.
Absolutely. But no, they're fine, mate. They're fine. I can imagine me mum. I can imagine me mum is still putting the world to rights whilst doing pigeonhead, mate. PJ says, I hope everyone has their tinfoil hats ready. Corona mass ejections from the sun are incoming. The Northern Lights are supposed to be mega this week. And yes, mate, it was on our local news as well. It was on about electronics and that. Do you remember the doom and gloom around the millennium bug? Mm-hmm. Do you remember all of that? They was a bit like that, our local presenters. And I think if he could have convinced everyone to wrap their tellies in tin foil, he would have done.
Do you know the worst thing is, of course, they're just fear-mongering because it's not going to be a Carrington event. The only people that have to worry about these ones are the people that run satellite networks, really.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, don't panic just yet.
Yeah, I can imagine the people floating around in the old baked bean tins in space are a bit nervous, but yeah.
They're a bit...
Bill says in 2 moons it'll be the end of time. Yeah. But do you remember the Millennium Bug? Oh, the paraphernalia and fanfare around that. And it was like, I think 2 computers went beep and that was about it, wasn't it?
Well, I was working for a cable company. I might as well say because they don't exist anymore. I was working for 9X at the time.
Yeah.
Cable company. And my best mate, actually, ironically, just by pure coincidence, came to work for the same place, but for their IT department. When they were getting all ready for the Y2K stuff. And they actually spent about a year sorting their system out so it wouldn't be affected by it.
Yeah.
So it kind of did take a lot of work for a lot of the older legacy systems, but that's kind of why nothing happened. Cause
we was going around putting boards in machines and things like that just to sort of... Because obviously, back then, the motherboard, you could just put a plug and play in, couldn't you, with a clock chip on it, connect it up, and it would pretty much get you out of trouble. But half these boards that were getting flogged to businesses were pretty useless anyway. Yeah. But you fitted them, that's what you was paid to do, and
It was amazing because it's just like this legacy old database system, and they just spent a year just doing SQL.
Yeah, HMSO at the time were worried that all their records for everything would be eaten up by the the Y2K bug, and it's like, well, you've got paper copies of it all underground because that's how the government works. It's not only on systems; there's always a paper backup somewhere. So
yeah.
Harry says, I was supposed to be up north this week, but unfortunately didn't make it. One thing I miss about being home in the northern pelagic islands of Orkney. Happy days.
Ah.
James is in. says, evening, morning, Colin Fox, all in chat. Festa and Fox, hugs. Hello, Geese.
James.
Love to you, Alicia and Shania. Hugs to them. And it's all your fault, Chapman.
Absolutely.
What's that? Harry says Archipaglo. Yeah, that's the bloke. He used to run the boozer down the dog and cricket, mate.
Yeah, we ran the Italian restaurant. You remember? He used to.
Happy days. Jeff Light says belly earlier was fish and so-called chunky chips. I've seen chunkier breadcrumbs with coleslaw. Bench now at the moment. Beverage is my usual weekend tippy. Tipple even good for you. Agnes says the company I worked for at the time did PC maintenance, so we made a fortune making sure everyone's PC got the update. He made 500 quid in overtime for one weekend's work doing the updates. Yeah, absolutely. We got called into a site, can't say where, and we had to do all their systems literally before the new year because they was going to get inundated, and it was name your price, mate.
Yeah, because there's so many companies that left it. It's like they'd known about it for like 20 years, but they'd known that they'd had enough, at least a year's warning that they need to do stuff. And a lot of companies didn't bother. And it's like, well, you're the ones that are going to have to pay a fortune.
Oh, yeah, they all left it at the last minute. And you could pretty much say, well, yeah, you know, we'll get a crew in, but it's going to cost you...
It's going to cost you meninga dollars
because you know it's end of millennium, isn't it? It was a big thing, you know. Everyone was celebrating the new millennium. You want to spoil our party because you want us to fit a load of stuff in the computer that we told you 6 months ago you could have upgraded for dirt cheap.
So I'll just write that check now. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Goodbye. Bill said he saw 4 benches and they were named Conquest, War, Famine and Death. Oh, there you go, mate. So you need a 5th one called Life.
Yeah, then he gets the 6th one that just sits there and goes, I am the Grim Reaper.
Happy days. Anyway, Geese, what are you up to tonight? I don't know whether I asked you that or not.
Yes, you didn't. I am doing my Orc big track, and I'm not really sure what I'm doing on it now. I'm just doing 50 details, I think.
Hold up a minute. Are you assuming that we actually know what we're doing?
Well, yeah. More than normal, I don't know what I'm doing.
We are the 2 biggest pilchards in the world, mate. I'm doing a bit of gouging and gashing and all of that lot on my digger, so I'm taking it from nice and clean to a bit banged up and gouged and a bit knackered because this is in an earthquake disaster area.
Is that a designed crease in the back there? Have you added that crease?
Oh, no, I've added that with my gouging implement of gouging. As I did that literally before we went on air when I said to you, is it too loud?
All right. No, I meant the crease in the middle, the horizontal one. Is that a fold in the...
Oh, what, that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's moulded into the kit, mate. Yeah, ain't that bloody good?
Yeah, it might be.
Good God, no. It's me you're talking to, mate. I'm about as much use as tits on fish, mate.
Fish tits.
Bill says that needs gold paint. Oh, don't tell him that. PJ's fell over now, not more gold.
There's no gold on this. No, there is no gold.
Are you doing PJ's favourite thing? Chipping. What? You are, aren't you?
No, I've got to do the white. I've got to do some dry brushing on the guns.
Some dry brushing, that makes a change.
Dry brushing on the big shooters.
Yeah, makes a change.
Big shooters. I know.
Right. So, yeah. So hopefully it won't be too loud, folks. Apologies if it is, but... we'll try for it not to be.
Mm-hmm. When you join us at the bench, you literally join us at we're doing whatever we're doing at the bench.
I know. I don't want to spoil people's enjoyment by making loud noises. Well, don't stop me, does it?
I don't even need to say anything there, do I, really?
No, regular viewers of the E-Models Wednesday, they'll remember Parkgate.
Mm-hmm. I think I might do a mixture of dry brushing and wet stippling or whatever I wanted to call it.
A little bit of extra thin on there just to clean it up.
Extra thin. What's
extra
that
thin.
Secret you're keeping?
I was meant to prime it this week, but real life got in the way, so yeah.
It did not happen.
No, so it didn't happen. But it's going to stay on the bench and get primed in the morning. Might actually prime it after the show because I've only got to get the spray booth out and I could probably get it primed. Yeah, actually, I'll do that when we come off air.
You like to prime it.
Absolutely, mate. So,
it was the chair, says Bill.
Yeah, the chair did it.
Bill's, what's his name? What if Agnes says, with the amount of gold Fox uses, it reminds me of Ratness in the 1980s. There's no gold on this. There's a bit of brass, so very much like Ratness in the 1980s. See what I did there?
I did see what you did there, mate. I'm mightily impressed.
Anybody who wasn't around in the UK in the 1980s won't have a clue what that relates to, but...
Oh, Gerald Ratner.
Yeah.
Yeah, how to make your money lose 90% of its value in one day.
Yeah.
He's brown bread now, and he, Gerald, didn't he?
I think so,
yeah, I'm sure he went not long afterwards, didn't he? But, yeah.
Rule number 1 of business, slag off the competition, not yourself.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, I think that's when he realised that world news happened instantly. And as you can imagine, everyone was on edge waiting for the markets to open the following day, and they got absolutely pummeled, didn't they?
Yeah, and when you make a speech to business leaders, you can't be that open and honest because some of them are your competitors.
Well, he pretty much besmirched every single customer, didn't he, with his generalisation of the type of people that bought his products. And as you can imagine, that didn't go down too well.
No, for those that don't know, he basically ran a massive chain of jeweller shops in the UK in the 80s and stood up at a conference and just said that his products were crap and his customers were idiots.
Yeah, obviously we're not saying they are, just in case.
No, this is what he said, and it's like, he said that out loud to other people, and it was like, that was... Not long after that, Ratness actually went out of business, funnily enough.
Just trying to protect me channel.
No, that's why I said he said that. I don't say it.
I know, I heard you. I was just explaining why I said it.
But his business, let's just say, suffered suddenly.
One day I'll be as good as you, Fox.
Hey, I'm not even as good as me.
Right, let's do a bit on them. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's saying, Agnes is saying Ratner's still alive. I thought he was brown bread.
Is he?
Yeah.
All right.
To be honest with you.
10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he died years ago, to be honest with you. So we can always rely on someone Googling it.
Unless we're confusing him with like Shergar or something else. They all kind of mix into a 1980s cacophony of strange, disastrous stories, don't they?
Yeah. Trying to think who else had issues around that time. Someone else did something remarkably stupid. Oh, no, it was the time of Captain Bob, wasn't it? The Daily Mirror.
Oh, yeah. People falling off boats.
Yeah.
What else was going on? There was the whole... was that about the time of the whole Ponzi thing in the US?
Yes. Enron as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Then loads of other stuff that kind of splashed over into the UK where loads of other finance stuff and things. What was the guy's name? I can't remember the guy's name now. The one that big Ponzi scheme that was covered.
Wasn't Enron, was it? That was
that was the oil company, was it?
That was oil company, wasn't it? That manipulated or did whatever was alleged at the time.
Yeah, did some shenanigans allegedly.
Oh, some of the things we've seen over time.
Townsend Torreson had big boat issues. I like big boats, and I cannot lie.
Wasn't it the time as well where all the big holiday companies were going bust, wasn't it? And people were stranded everywhere, wouldn't they? And there'll always be a lot of that going on.
Yeah. Was that 80s or was that more 90s? I'm not sure.
80s and 90s, because I can remember Laker going out of business. Fly Me On Freddie. Do you remember him?
Yeah, Freddie Laker.
Yeah. Fly the Laker Skytrain. Yeah, you get there and you can't get back because,
Yeah. That was about the same time that Dan Air went out of business, wasn't it?
Yeah, a John DeLorean, wasn't it?
Yeah, he got done.
He went to Clink, didn't he?
Yes, he went to jail. And I think for a number of different things. I can't remember what now. I was actually reading about him about a month ago.
Yeah.
The Wikipedias. I forget what I read.
sure someone said he wouldn't have got convicted in the modern era because it would have been classed as, government support or whatever type thing, But how accurate that is, I don't know. But
yes,
I don't remember that much about him, to be quite honest with you. Only that he made the best car in the world at the time because, brushed aluminium and gold-wing doors. What more could you want?
It was the best-looking worst car in the world.
It made it on the wall next to the Lamborghini Countach posters, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was like,
I read the other day, actually, there's an estimate that there's about... People estimate now there's probably about 5,000 original DeLoreans still around.
Yeah.
Not necessarily all roadworthy or actually on the road, but still actually around.
Yeah.
In one shape or another.
Yeah, pretty much used all the contents from the Morris Ital parts bin.
Yep.
I do believe some of the switches were from Allegros, weren't they?
Something like that. Well, what was the super duper supercar that had windows from like an Iveco van? Was that like that weird Jaguar thing that was there a Jaguar supercar?
It was the XJ220, wasn't it?
Yeah, that had like parts off a van or something.
Yeah,
something like that. Wing mirrors off a taxi. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was like Well, I can remember there was a database that mechanics used back in the day, and it was a bit what you would probably call a modern day comparison thing.
Yeah.
And you could punch in the part number, say, from the Ferrari, and it would give you the cheap chat equivalent, basically, and it was surprising how many of the switch gears were made by the same company that supplied lower market motors. But because you put a prestigious brand name on it, it quadrupled the price. So majority of garages would buy, how can we say this, allegedly, would buy the lower end spec and may have charged for the higher spec. So...
Well, it makes sense. I mean, when you've got your supercar company wanting a component, but they don't want to invest millions of whatever their currency is to have to manufacture it themselves. So they're just going to use the off-the-shelf one. But that means you can then say, for you, I want twice as much.
Absolutely. Watchdog did a thing on it back in the day, and it was a thing, so I'm not... Yeah. And it was surprising because it was known about, but once it became publicised, it was like, yeah...
I can't imagine the program Watchdog without having Lynn Folds Wood in my head going,
"What's her name?" Yeah,
Watchdog.
That was it, because she was married to John Stapleton, wasn't she? The other presenter fella.
Lynn Folds Wood.
Lynn Folds Wood, yeah.
Hello and welcome to Watchdog.
Do you remember the other geezer that used to go round, Roger Cook? Do you remember him? I was getting beaten up, wasn't he, bless him, because he'd go in, I'm going to expose this scam, and he'd get punnelled by the biggest, burliest bouncers you could imagine, but he would still expose them, and good for him, but God, did he used to take some stick.
Aye.
His missus, bless her, must have hated it when he said, "Rightio, love, I'm going away for the week." Yeah. Poor woman.
Must you? Yeah. Hey, as long as he got the money.
Yeah. He got death threats and all sorts, didn't he? And
yep.
Hopefully this isn't too loud for you indoors at home watching.
I have to say, through a little earpiece, your filters are actually doing a really good job of getting rid of it.
Is it really? Happy days.
Yeah, and the only bit you can hear is this little tiny noise that's actually quite pleasing to listen to. I don't know about this is in my earpiece, but most of it's been filtered out. It's quite impressive, actually. Happy
days.
You can just hear this little...
Yeah, because the last thing I want to do is be deafening the viewers. I mean, I know PJ's got ears like an S-House rat, but hopefully it's not too distracting. If it is, I'll be hunting around for something else to grab off the shelf. So
I can only speak to what it's like through an earpiece, and it's actually really quiet. That's really impressive filtering. If it's a Dremel, then...
Yeah, it's right under the microphone as well. The microphone literally is just there, right above it, just there. This room is the TARDIS. Yes, folks, it is. It is the TARDIS of TARDISness. Bill says, can't hear it. Oh, happy days. Oh, I'm over the moon. I just realised I could do this and grind my fingernail. A nice pretty pattern on it. That'd cheer Fox up, because he really likes it when you talk about lifting fingernails and drill them through. Yeah. It's good, that, because that means you can carry on getting rid of those bodies and they won't know. No one will ever know, will they? No, because they won't know, will they? Because they won't hear it. Well, they will do now, because you've just told the world. I didn't say anything. They'll have forgotten by now. It's the internet. Nobody remembers anything on the internet. Don't worry about it. I heard it on the internet, so it must be true. It's actually quite a relaxing little sound when it comes through the microphone. It's quite pleasing in a way. I love this little gadget. Yeah. A display gadget. And it basically has got all the different grinding heads, and it's the Omni electric grinder. How many consumer products? Yeah. OCP. See what I did? Yep. If it breaks, it just goes, I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble. How is your RoboCop going, by the way, Phil? All right. I'm going to be filming a load tomorrow. Ooh. RoboCop, the Shelby. I had a delivery of RoboCop this morning. I did have a look in today and I saw you were working on his butt. Yeah. Got to film that ages ago, mate. Yeah. That's the thing. Today. What I'm filming today will be released a couple of weeks' time. But yep. Yeah, I've got another 6 issues of that. I've got 6 issues of GT40, Batman. I've got 9 Ferrari cars to film for the Formula One. They've all arrived because everything was backlogged, as you know, because, and it happens with part works, you know. It's every now and then you get the beautiful email due to popular demand. Yes, yeah. Due to us screwing up our ordering. Yeah, due for us not ordering enough off the supplier. Yeah. Because we suck at logistics, which is embarrassing for a company who is 100% logistics based. Yeah. Yeah. What they have to do is they have to hop them from warehouse to warehouse to warehouse. Yep. And it's like, yeah. That's why a load of my DeLorean stuff last month was like from Russia. Yeah. Have you had it where they've kept in the original language magazines and just put the normal ones in as well? So you get like a magazine in German and a magazine in English. I haven't had the English ones, but I had the funny little white labels covering up the card insert, and it's like, take that off. Oh, look, it's Russian. I can imagine why you want to hide that. Yeah. Yes, it's quite intriguing. It's like, I mean, at the end of the day, you can't complain about it because with what's going on globally at the moment, it's hardly surprising that deliveries are getting held up because most of the trade routes have got something happening in them. Yep. So I just take it on the chin. It is what it is how I look at it. And but there are folks out there that jump up and down, I want it and I want it now. And it's... Yeah, I'm afraid the global logistics chains are a bit stressed at the minute, mate. You might have to wait and be patient. Little man. I was asked about it because, as you know, we used to liaise with a individual, and she asked me about it and said, how do you find it? I said, look, it is what it is at the end of the day. And she used to say, I wish more people were like you, she said, because we get inundated with complaints. I said, but what can you do? You can't physically go out there and, you know, tell these people, could you stop shooting at the big container ships, please? Only Mr. Wilkinson's waiting for his part work. You know? That's... Yeah. Yeah, well, it is quite good fun because, you know, because we have our contacts. And let's leave it at that. And we do get some insider information, which is quite interesting. Yeah, NDAs and all of that. Yeah, yeah. Not that we can discuss publicly, but we do find things out. Very interesting. I don't want to go. I don't want to go too mad and get too carried away with damage.
I'm sorry, you get no credibility when you say things like that.
You're not buying it, are you?
No.
Damn it. Tougher room.
That's like Sweeney Todd saying, I don't know, I'm not really feeling this pie making business anymore.
Yeah, I just want to sit doing short back and sides. I don't want to keep sending them down the chute of doom.
Oh, do you know what I did the other day? And I can't remember how it started, right? But somehow I ended up going on a Google adventure. You know, like when you read an article or something and then you just have this question, you think, ooh, and you just do a search term. And then about 3 hours later, you've just branched off into a new.
Yeah.
I was basically reading about all the history of like the Beano and Dandy and Whizzer and Chips and Shiver and Shake and stuff. All those comics.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but I was reading through all their histories and I just saw like so many of their like annuals or early 70s cartoon, like the magazines that I remembered.
Oh, mate, yeah.
The 1978 Shiver and Shake annual that had Frank Enstein, or Frank Eastine, and Shiver the Ghost on the front singing Christmas Carol. I'm like, I had that book.
I had one. It was Vintage Comics. It came up on something. It was a page I was on. I think it was something on Reddit or whatever. And it was like someone was on about, any one of you remember these Vintage Comics? And he put a picture up of a comic called Lookin'. Do you remember that?
Yeah. That was like
and it used to have like the little badly drawn pencil sketch of whoever the celebrity was that was inside the magazine. And the one it had up, it was like, this is one my granddad had. It was one I remember getting when I was a kid. It had Ian Ogilvy on the cover as the Saint. Do you remember the remake?
Oh God!
Yeah, with
there you go.
Yeah, the white Jag XJS and all of that lot.
I had the toy of that.
I remember reading that. It's like, bloody hell.
Did you have the Saint car as a toy? I did.
Yeah, with the Saint decal on the bonnet. It's like, they're going to know that's the Saints motor. It's got bloody Saints logo on it.
Did his actual car have that on the front? I can't remember.
No, his actual car didn't, but the toy did. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like having Aston Martin with James Bond written on the bonnet.
He wore that really bad 1977 John Travolta white suit, didn't he? You remember it?
Yeah.
With the world's largest lapels.
Massive lapels.
Massive lapels.
Big lapel action.
Oh, mate, they made it. They made it to the rotator cuffs of his shoulder joints, mate. They were proper flappers, mate. It was like a Vulcan's wings, mate.
Hey, I tell you what, I'm having thoughts at the minute of how best I can get the lapels on my 1976 safari jacket under control. Yeah. I've got my brown leather safari jacket that I love with all my heart. It's my favourite jacket.
Yeah.
But of course, it's got the big lapels. And it's like, they're kind of curling up at the ends. I'm like, I'm going to have to sew them down, I think, or get them sewn down so they just don't curl up.
Yeah.
I do love that jacket so much, though. It's just the best
I
thing
remember
ever.
the 70s as that wonderful time when my two sisters were at war, because one was Bay City Rollers and the other one was the Osmonds. And,
Oh, hey, just be grateful you didn't have a third sister that was into Shawaddy Waddy. That would have been
mate, yeah. It was,
Or the Boomtown Rats.
Yeah, it was like, Hey. Me and my brother would be sitting there drooling at Susie Quattro on the TV on Supersonic in a leather outfit,
This is acceptable. Now, I mentioned this on a stream the other day, but do you remember a program? This may have been a Down South program, and I can't quite remember, but do you remember a program with Bill Oddie called Saturday Banana?
Yeah, remember that? Saturday Banana?
Because I came across an episode of it on the YouTubes, and I watched about 10 minutes. And at the end of it, I'm like, I just have to stop watching because I can't deal with it. It's just...
Yeah, it didn't last long.
You knew it was a Bill Oddie idea because I said in the stream, the opening titles were just the crew putting the set together, speeded up really fast, like the Goodies style.
Yeah.
And then Metal Mickey came on stage. I'm like, oh.
It was when the Goodies all broke off and started doing their own thing, wasn't it? Tim Brooke Taylor was doing a TV sitcom, I think, and Graham Garden was he on How or something like that? But he was on something sciencey, wasn't he? Where
he did that radio program, but the kind of quizzy thing, he did that for years.
Yeah.
But can't remember what it was.
But yeah, and I take it they're all still around, didn't they?
No, Graham Garden died during the Chocolate Velociraptor, sadly, in 2023.
Oh, right. Oh, bless him.
He was like just actually late 2021, actually, when it's just sort of started.
I was going to say, they all must be at least 150 million years old now, because...
Yeah, Bilode's still going. I think he still does Nature Watch occasionally.
He used to be the big bird watcher, didn't he, and all of that.
Yeah.
Like, that was his thing, wasn't it?
But I think for some reason he fell out of favour, but I can't remember why.
He said a few things about corporations, didn't he?
I think so. But Tim Brooke Taylor, I don't know actually, because I know Graham Garden did a lot of like, I'm sorry, I'll read that again, and quiz programs on Radio 4.
Yeah,
I think. I don't know what Graham Garden. I don't know if Graham Garden's still alive. A chat can look up for us.
I honestly don't know. I'm sure Agnes will let us know.
Yeah, but I do wish they could reshow that. Somebody would reshow the goodies.
Yeah, I'm sure Bilodie may have tried to mention things that were allegedly going on, and certain practices he didn't agree with, and I think it alienated him a little bit. Because he was quite blunt in real life, isn't he? He says it as it is, and I like that about people.
Oh, yeah. I do like all three of them, Bill.
Yeah, I'd rather people say what they think. At least you know where you stand with them, don't you?
Yeah, or I might be confusing Bilodeau with it was the naturalist with the big bushy beard who talked like that.
David Bellamy, rummaging through the undergrowth.
Yeah, he torpedoed his own career by being a climate change denier, and kind of torpedoed his career a bit, if I remember.
Yeah, he went a bit out there, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he's died now as well.
Didn't he later transpire that he did have a condition? And yeah.
No, I don't remember. I could have done. But he basically went against, like...
He pretty much undone everything he stood for, didn't he?
Yeah, basically. He said, no, it's climate change, it's all nonsense.
It's a bit like David Attenborough saying, do you know something? I really hate animals.
Yeah. It's a bit like being a well-known sports presenter and then deciding that you really like purple and that the government's run by lizards.
Yeah.
Strange enough, though, he's probably made more money since doing that.
Do you know he made £8 million off of his books?
Yeah.
Bill says, I'm a bird watcher, but she said if she catches me doing it again, she's going to call the police. See what you did there.
Yeah. I've got the Goodies theme tune in my head now.
I could say I like old birds. I married one, but then I'd get in trouble then because we are live on the internet.
Yeah, it's a good job you didn't say that you like old birds and that you're married one then, isn't it? Because imagine if you'd said that you like old birds and you're married.
Oh, yeah, because, I'd be beaten within an inch of your life.
You'd be beaten with an inch of everybody's life.
I suppose it would be difficult. Still in the good books, mate. Still in the good books.
You can do it. You can break it. I believe in you. I believe in you. You have to.
I ain't for the one to try it, mate. Again, Agnes says Graham Garden is still alive, but Tim Brooke Taylor was the one who passed due to Velociraptor. There you go. Got round the wrong way.
Oh, I got it the wrong way around, didn't I?
Tim Brooke Taylor was the one who wore the Union Jack waistcoat, wasn't it?
Yes.
That classic 1970s tune, The Funky Given.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that the other day and I'm like, dear God.
Graham Garden there with his big old gorilla hand on. It's like, doesn't it look a bit creepy?
Yeah. I've got that in my head now, you git.
See, this is one of those things that I remember from television back in the day was the Goodies. I just sit there and you think, oh, I'd love that to be re-shown. Brilliant. I found a couple of episodes on the YouTube.
Yeah, I found just a couple.
And it was like, oh, okay.
Well, the thing is, I didn't have a memory that the Goodies was a children's show. I thought it was like a show in the evenings for the grown-ups.
No, it was predominantly aimed at satire for kids, wasn't it?
Yeah, so when you watch it back, you're like, oh, this is really kind of low-effort, silly. And it's like, it was a kids' show. I've forgotten it was a kids' show.
It was pretty much watching a live stream of us two, but from the 70s. Yeah. It was that silly sort of schoolboy innuendo humour, wouldn't it? And it's like, yeah.
Basically, I do have in my collection of CDs a CD of the classic BBC Radiophonic Workshop sound effects.
Yeah.
So basically, I have all the sound effects that were used in the BBC in the 1970s. So we could recreate any episode of the we could
Absolutely.
basically do this. We are
Jeff
basically
Light says, Susie in her leather jumpsuit, that brings back memories. It does, Jeff. That is why all blokes of our age have really big, thick lenses on their glasses, mate.
Oh, yeah. Bottle bottoms.
Yeah, Susie Quattro. Do you remember her in Happy Days as well, Leather Tuscadero?
I never used to watch Happy Days.
Yeah.
I used to hate it.
PJ says, yeah, when you married your old bird, she wasn't old, you were, she wasn't. Yes, she's only a year younger than me, but we're not allowed to mention her age.
Luke says, the Murcielago, don't know how to spell it, almost got it right, uses the same indicators as the Ford Focus.
I'll tell you something, Luke, I bet when you buy the Lambo part, it's like mortgaging your house, isn't it?
Bill says, I can't hear it, but my pet black bat just flew into a wall. Oh, that's your little drilling machine.
Yeah.
Natasha says, this morning was so funny, I uncovered the boys and girls in the other room. These are birds, by the way, in case you didn't know. Went back in the living room and I moved the blanket. Craig was hanging the side of the cage, wanting me to belly stroke him.
Oh.
PJ says, I can't hear a thing, Carl. I said, I can't hear it. Oh, never mind. I'm 82.
He's a tit. He really is, isn't he?
Agnes says, I never thought I would hear. I saw you were building his butt.
Yeah.
I don't think really you should ever be surprised at things that me and Festa are going to say. If there's weird sentences to be said, we will say them.
Oh, mate, I've been going through old factoids because I'm cobbling together something for Crimbo. And
oh dear,
been watching back some of the A-Models faux pas, should we say.
Oh,
yeah, it's like, oh my God, we really are stupid at times. But hey, you know, why not? Life's too short to be an adult. I tried it. And yeah.
I never bothered. Bill says, damn, now I want meat pies.
Good man.
Natasha says, I love that red. I'm not sure which red she's referring to. The red on your drill?
The display red. Candy red. Yeah, it's candy apple red.
Nice. Very, very Iron Man.
Yeah, that's orange, that is. Yeah. But my orange that I'm painting this is actually going to be the same orange that was used on the General Lee Dodge Charger.
Ooh.
Because why not? It's the only orange I've got that's as near as damn it the same. So I thought, blow it.
Blow it.
Yeah.
Did you really think blow it?
No, I don't know. What I thought, if I say it, I'll end up, so.
Yes, discombobulated.
Natasha says, belly, shreddies, bench, mainly my new two budgies, drink vanilla latte, raccoon JC, balloon white. There you go.
Raccoon. Ooh. Do you remember when Shreddies was actually like a flat Weetabix?
Yeah.
It was like a pillow shape.
Do you remember Shreddies when they was quite large, about the size of a Jacob's cream cracker?
Yeah.
Funny that, isn't it? I don't want to go on about shrinkflation here, but yeah.
Do you remember when Special K was little worms? And not flakes?
Yeah, it was a bit like All Brand, wasn't it? They was like squizzles, weren't they, as my wife would call them. They were squizzly
things. Squizzly.
She bought in a couple of finger of fudge chocolate things the other day. She look how bloody small they are. And it was like, honestly, you could not get the ends of the packet any closer. Otherwise, it would just been one crinkle. You know what I mean? It's like
I got Mama Wolf the other day. We had a meal from our local carvery, and I thought I'll treat her to a nice bit of cake as a dessert.
Yeah,
and it had chocolate. It had toffee fudge cake.
So right. Yeah.
Slice. It says delicious slice of creamy toffee fudge with cream and a chocolate finger.
Yeah,
a finger of fudge. So I open the little thing, and there's a finger of fudge, and it's like the end is about that long.
Yeah,
and it's about that, and it's like that's not very good. And then I looked at the slice of cake, and it was A4 size. I'm like, that makes up for the tiny finger of fudge.
Yeah.
It's huge, like a wedge of cake about a foot tall and about A4. So, wow.
It's like
even I couldn't.
Fruit and nut chocolate. I used to like a big old bar of fruit and nut at Crimbo, yeah? And, you know, it had round nuts in it, you know, proper ball-shaped nuts. It's like happy days, you know, nice chunk, you know, a chunk of fruit and nut. Perfect. Beautiful.
Because everyone's a fruit and nut cake.
And then, you know, as an hazelnut and everything, you know the tune, all of that. Look.
Oh, yeah.
Happy days. I was in my own little world of fruit and nuttiness. And then they started grinding the nuts up, and the bar went from being a chunk to a beer mat. It's like a little thin sliver of cardboard, about the thickness of a McDonald's Big Mac burger. We won't go into that. And I'm like, really? It's like the Alps or the Toblerone. How far apart do they want to make them? You're going to get one each end at this rate. I'm doing it, you know. I'm having a shrinkflation wibble, ain't I?
This is where I get all my painting done now, because he'll just crack on now with his shrinkflation rants.
I see what you did. No,
I did nothing.
I saw what you did.
Wagon wheels.
Yeah. But it's just not on, is it? It really ain't. It's like, really?
Packets of crisps, half full.
Yeah, that's a point. Have you noticed now the crisp packet you get in, you think, oh, look at that. That's all right, isn't it? Give it a shake. Oh, that's a bit rattly. And then you open it, it goes, boom, as the air comes out, and you get like 7 crisps in it. It's like, really? Really?
Did you know, you may know this, but not everybody does. Did you know that packets of crisps actually have usually an inert gas, often like just helium or something in there?
Yeah.
So that the crisps don't go off.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Still go off, though, if there's a rip in the corner of the packet, the gas escapes, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, didn't they put an inert gas in there just so they don't degrade in the packet?
Agnes says, I just bought frosted mini shredded wheat the other day. I don't think I've had shredded wheat since the 90s. Yeah, mate, honestly, they are going to be so disappointing. You'll be looking at them going, they're about the size of one of these squares on your cutting mat. You need your optivisor on just to see whether there's frosting on them.
Yeah, invest in some smaller spoons, you'll feel a lot better.
Yeah. I can feel the wibble. It's there, isn't it?
Everyone's a fruit and nut cake.
You are getting me on a shrinkflation.
I did not say out nor nothing neither. But I remember the day when
You should hear my old woman, mate, my mum, when she's on shrinkflation. Here, have you seen how little you get in this bag? Look at this. Bloody disgusting, she said.
I remember the days when I could fill up my 2.25 litre Series 3 Land Rover fuel tank with diesel for £14.
Yeah.
From almost empty to full. 14 whole pounds.
I wouldn't know what a gallon of fuel is now, mate. You know what I mean?
All the monies.
I can imagine it ain't cheap.
Last time I filled up my Fiesta from almost empty was about 45 quid.
Really?
45 to 50. And that was where you get the 3 fuel pumps. I always go for the cheapest one.
Yeah. God, could you imagine how much it costs to fill up a Jag or something like that? Yeah.
A Jag? Well, that's Ted.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why a lot of independent truck drivers are going out of business, because they just can't afford to fuel their trucks up anymore.
Just as well I don't drive, because my old Monza used to do 11 miles to the gallon.
Yeah. I think my Landy was about 14 miles. Hang on, that means my Landy was more efficient than your Monza. Holy cow.
Yeah.
I got about 14 miles to the gallon.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit of a gas guzzler, mate.
A gas guzzler, guzzled like gas.
I think it had an 80-litre fuel tank on that.
Ooh. What's my Fiesta? I guess my Fiesta's about 40 litres or something.
But you needed it because you would do that, you know, you'd do that on a trip down to Cornwall, mate. You know what I mean? It's yeah, you know, the cost of the fuel for the boat to get you there was more than the holiday. It's like, it wasn't economic.
No, I'd like to say my Land Rover was the least economic car I've ever had, but my actual Sierra was less economic than that.
I was going to say Ford Sierra was less economical than a Jag, wasn't it? So, yeah.
I love my Sierra. I bought it from this sounds really weird, but my ex-girlfriend's husband. Because she was my ex-girlfriend, but then she met this guy and we stayed friends and they got married. So it's like, you know, my friends, anyway. So
how many times did you cut his brake pipes?
That would be an ecumenical matter. Never.
Good use of ecumenical matter there, mate. You're learning. Proud of you, soldier.
Luckily, you know, we stayed friends and he's a lovely bloke. So, but anyway, so yeah, he sold me. It was his fault that I got into Land Rovers, but he sold me their old Sierra, and he sold me it to like 500 quid. But it was basically in perfect condition. This was in 1997 or 8, I think. And it was a 2 litre, maybe just over 2 litre Sierra Sapphire 5-door.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it was absolute joy to drive. It was just like driving a silent magic carpet.
Yeah.
Because he'd bought it from an old guy who obviously looked after his car, and he didn't have it long, and then I bought it off him for 500 quid, and it must have been worth a lot more than that.
Yeah.
And in the end, I sold it on foot, but I Part-X'd it. Why did I sell it? What happened to it? I can't remember now. I thought the radiator went on it. I never got around to getting it sorted, so I just sold it in the end.
Yeah.
Somebody came to the door and bought it. I'm like, yeah, go on, I can have it. Dibby-dibby-dibby. But yeah, that was a delight to drive, but it wasn't very economical at all.
Nah.
But it was actually, if all my cars I've ever driven, it was the biggest, most expansive dashboard in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, my Mark 5 Cortina was like that. It was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is that the square one?
Yeah. 2.8 GL or gear.
Oh, GL.
Yeah.
I still would, if I won the lottery, I would buy a Mark III Cortina.
Its only downside is it had the Ford V6 in it, and it was like, yeah. It's the only thing that let it down. But
yeah,
Cortina, wasn't it? It was
Cortina. Yeah.
Car of the era, wasn't it?
Oh god, yeah. Bronze with the black vinyl roof, of course, obviously.
So,
and then I would pay someone to basically rip the engine out and put a modern engine in there, put a modern powerful engine.
Yeah, modern powerful engine with all the ABS and all the electronics.
Yeah, work out the chassis and everything to make it all so it can handle the power. And then I'd have basically a modern, efficient car that looked absolutely gorgeous because it looks like a Mark III.
Company up your neck of the woods that basically takes any car and converts them to electric. And there was a TV show on featuring this particular workshop.
Oh, yeah.
And they did a Ferrari.
Oof, nice.
Took out a beautiful Ferrari engine and replaced it with an electric motor. It's like, there are things you don't do. And that is one of them, innit? You don't take a high-performance supercar. Yeah, it's a bit like putting an electric motor in an E-Type Jag. You just don't do it, do you? Yeah, I had no problem with them. Yeah, I had no problem with them doing it to the Volkswagen Camper. I had no problem with that.
Yeah.
They did a Volkswagen Beetle. I had no issues with that. And then the Ferrari came in, and it's like, you're not. Tell me you're not. And they did. Yeah.
Well, somebody's paying them to do it.
Oh, yeah, it was a person's private customer's car, but I'm just
Obviously
like...
I'd do it, but,
No, it's... Apologies, PJ, if you've developed that twitch, mate, if you're having a bit of a Dreyfus moment. But, yeah.
We used to, when I was doing detailing and stuff, towards the end, before I left, we were doing a few more bits and bobs. We started doing some work for a company that was in Wales somewhere.
Yeah.
Called Penguin Speed Shop.
Oh, right, yeah.
And what they used to do, they used to do various things, but one of the main things they did was build and make hot rods.
Oh, right, yeah.
So they would take old cars, like old American cars, like Impalas and old and stuff, and they would basically make them into hot rods. It's a little tiny family-run business. It was tiny, but like you walk in and in the car park, they'd have this like 1968 Impala in like sparkly paint with all the lines and stuff on it, and it was lowered, and then there'd be like this big old 1940s big fat thing with all the wheels and the big wheels on the back. We did some work for them. That was quite good. They're not there anymore, sadly.
Set of big old Carlos Fandango, super wide wheels. Get hold of that.
Oh yeah, bit of that. We were there once for a while. We were stripping all the paint off and trying to respray a 1939. It's a big old Oldsmobile, I think it was. Massive thing. Yeah. I mean, this thing was like 100 foot long.
So it wasn't a new mobile. It was an old mobile.
It would.
It's all I had. Sorry, folks. It's all I had. I'll stop.
He's running on vapors. Come on. But yeah, they used to, and it's like it was amazing because at one point we were like trying to strip down a Model T that was an original Model T. Well, obviously, it was like it had never been tarted up, so we were stripping it down so they could do all the work, and then we repaint it. And it was amazing. Yeah, I don't think they exist anymore. I think they kind of faded away.
Yeah, I did a bit of work for a company that was about down here called Gold Sunroofs. And they used to do the 6-wheel conversion on Range Rovers and things like that, where they would stretch them out. And yeah, that used to be fun. Putting that on a jig, getting the saw out and then going, sliding it apart. It's like,
Bill says, and crisp packets will expand and pop at high altitudes. Anything gas filled will expand and pop at high altitude, especially ladies' bazooms.
Yes.
Apparently. Natasha says, I have to fill the bowl of them shreddies. PJ says, I remember the first time I tied shredded wheat in 1960s, like chomping on a bale of dried hay. Hated the stuff ever since. It's pretty much what it was, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, Paige.
It's different now, though, isn't it? It's like little bran flakes or something now.
Yeah.
There's something that basically became... They just took bran flakes and put sugar on it, and it changed into that, I think.
Yeah. Helen had some recently, and I tried them. It was like, yeah, it's still cardboard.
Yeah, Bill says, and the forecast for tonight calls for wibbles in the south, so batten down the hatches.
Nothing wrong with a good wibble, mate.
Yep. And he also says, I remember when you could go out to the pictures, take your bird for fish and chips, go dancing, get the bus home, and still have change from 2 shillings.
Agnes says H has complained about shrinkflation, but Cole says, yeah, it's cold. Yeah. Jeff says, I know I shouldn't laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, I know I shouldn't laugh, but he is.
That was good, mate. Fair play, mate.
You get 5 points for that one.
I normally just say to him, you always said you like walnut whips. See what I did there?
He saw his chance and he took it.
Absolutely, mate. Nothing wrong with that, mate. He knows H too well, mate.
Is that like H2O?
Yeah. See what he did there?
You see what I did there?
There's a couple of welds in there.
I like to weld it.
Go around now and just add bodged weld repairs, because why not?
Bodged. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's had a hard life, this device of digulating.
Absolutely.
It's had a busy existence. This ain't your granddad's digger.
So what he did there.
This is a proper knackered old thing.
That's well clagged, mate.
Yeah, I never go like that once. I've got the
yeah.
I've got the British Pathé News music in my head.
Oh, really?
I don't know why. I don't know. You know, it's like the title opening sequence.
Yeah. You are probably going to have that earworm all through the night now. You ain't getting a wink of sleep, you know that.
No. Well, I'm very tired today, so I might just force myself to sleep anyway. But yeah, it's just...
Should have said.
No, it's fine.
It's because someone's now going to bed early, see?
Yes. It's the World Fair 1969, and welcome. Let's take a look at the technical marvels.
It's the music from the Pathé reels that I remember. It's that same whiny bit of jingle that they play on everything.
Yeah.
I swear blind they just play it at different speeds to make it sound slightly different.
Yeah, and it's all that kind of music that's in the style of Runaway Rocking Horse, but not actually Runaway Rocking Horse, that kind of... I was trying the other day, I was actually watching some of the British Pathé videos, and I was trying desperately to find out the name of one of the narrators, because obviously there was Bob Danvers Thingy, who was the one with the deeper voice that always reported about like in the Empire, the royal family and stuff. You'd recognise his voice, but there was one guy who had the nasal voice, and I couldn't find out his name anywhere.
It's the fact when the music started up, you could almost like they just fired up the gramophone when it was like. Back when newsreaders sounded like newsreaders. Hello there, Grayson. Yes, Mr. Chumley Warner.
I really think that they should have hired the guy that ran Sunblessed, or that mill that worked for Sunblessed to do their films, the one that did the one about Baps, because he was great.
Yeah.
Here they come, Baps. Lots of lovely Baps. Could watch that video all day long.
I mean, we all say TV was so bad in the 70s, and yet we all remember the adverts, don't we, and things, and different little jingles, and The
thing is, TV was so bad in the 70s that adverts were the highlight.
Absolutely.
We look forward to the adverts because they break up the terrible television.
We all know who the secret lemonade drinker was, don't we? You know what I mean?
Secret lemonade drinker.
Great adverts.
And, of course, the best ever musical advert. Red car and a blue car had a race.
Yes.
All Red wants to do is stuff his face. Eats everything he sees, from trucks to prickly trees.
Yeah, stop there.
I'll stop there now. Legend.
Yeah, if I get a copyright strike for that really poor attempt, I will shoot you.
Hopefully shouldn't.
He sometimes forgets himself and he just reels off all the tunes and does them. And it's like, it's not on your channel, Fox. If it was, you wouldn't have done it. Yeah.
No, I've done it on my channel as well. I get carried away.
It's surprising how quick they can pick up on things, isn't it?
Yeah. They can.
Was it you or me that had the music in the background that got picked up on the radio? I think it might have been me.
That was you. That was you when you first started out, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there was something that H was listening to next door on the telly. It obviously pumped out a tune, and it got picked up, and I was like, "Bloody hell, that was good. That was proper on the ball. That was, mate."
Yeah.
Surprising how many people get caught out with that. You see it all the time with people live streaming, because you can hear the sport or whatever in the background. It's like, yeah.
I was watching somebody's video and they were building a model, and then they were kind of building the model in front of their laptop.
Yeah.
Like just with the keyboard, and you could see the screen, and on the screen it was like an episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did you? Because all the sound was like, it's like, A, you're going to get a copyright strike for that anyway.
Yeah.
But B, if you're going to film building, why do you just take your laptop away? We don't want to watch. Please, just, don't.
He's off. See, on Shrinkflation, Fox's live stream faux pas.
It's just people that don't have any respect for their viewers. It's like, really? You can't even be bothered.
I haven't even mentioned portrait video yet. I've not even mentioned that.
You don't need to mention portrait video. It's the people know that. Put a portrait video in the boom hut, you're banned. Or I'll just delete the post.
He's not joking either.
No, I will remove posts if they have poor camera.
I know that because, it's happened.
There's somebody in there that kept posting their Facebook shorts or their YouTube shorts, and I'm like, nope.
That was so funny.
We don't
then
do
proceeded
shorts,
to have a right old wibble, and it's like, you're just having a go at the owner of the group. Do you not realise this is a dictatorship?
Yeah.
That was absolutely hilarious, that was.
There was a member once who kept posting videos of their work, but they kept doing it in portrait, and I took pity on them, and I said, you're trying to show off your work, but most of the screen is just black, and we're getting this little tiny sliver of what you... And, of course, because it's a mobile phone format, it's now tiny on the screen, and we can't see what you're showing off, so just turn the camera around, turn the phone around.
Turn it, you can do it,
Turn it round, and then we can see, because you go from having a full widescreen to something that big, and it's tiny. I can't see that. No. It's like people that take a photograph of something and then take a photograph of the picture on their phone and then post that. And it's like, what? That's now like millimetre big. What? Just post the picture. Don't understand that.
Doesn't get him going, honestly, folks. Doesn't wind him up at all.
I did ask somebody once why they did that, and they said it's so Facebook can't trace where you are. I said everybody knows where you are every minute of the day because that's how modern electronics work. You can't hide. That's how phones work.
Yeah, you do realise you've got a tracking device in your phone there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and all the data on the internet that you surf is stored. There's no point trying to just not even bother.
All them traffic cameras that film you, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the ones that go, I'm staying off grid. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I don't like all this CCTV in this nanny state, so I'm going to go on my phone and text about it all day long.
I don't like people knowing where I am. Why did you just do a check-in at your local picture house then?
Yeah. Why did you post that on Facebook and add your location to it when you said that?
Yeah. Here's me sat in my hospital bed. Feel sorry for me, please. Yeah.
Please.
I need all the poor yous and attaboys. I need them all.
It's like people that go on about like governments putting little trackers in your body when you have like, you know, shots and stuff. And it's like, they don't need to. You've got a mobile phone and a computer. Are you that stupid? Really?
I had one person... yes, an associate, should I say, that was basically saying, how do we know they're not putting little nano robots in us when they're giving this vaccine with mind-altering stuff? And I'm like, yeah, you really need to stop listening to all of this silliness, because it's all fake news at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the government, if they wanted to know where you were, they can just find out. They don't need to do underhand stuff. It's just...
It's a bit like some idiot saying, drink disinfectant. Do you remember him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We don't normally do politics, but that was one of the most stupidest ones I can remember from during that period. It's like, really? You just told your entire country? Yeah.
Well, there is a scam, and it's a con. Well, it's not really a con. It's just... There's a thing that keeps coming up, and most countries have alerts about it. But there's a con that comes up, and it's always got a name like the Miracle Medical something or other.
Yeah.
And it's basically just thin bleach.
Yeah.
And the proponents are like, you drink this Miracle Medical Tonic, and it just goes round the world, and it's like, you just drink, don't do that.
People are falling for it, though. This is what concerns you, isn't it? Is you sit there and you think, how many people out there have gone and done that?
Yeah, and, you know, people have died because of it. And
exactly.
People then get arrested, you know, the people that do it get arrested and put in jail, but then somebody else comes along. And unfortunately, it starts off in, like, you know, poorer countries where there's less education.
Yes.
And then it just migrates out to other countries. And in the end, it's like,
that's the tragedy of it all, isn't it? Yeah. And again, it's the innocent person, you know, especially, like, say, in areas where education isn't as good as it is in some of the other areas of the world. You know, you can't say, oh, they're stupid, because they haven't been educated. They believe in what they're seeing because they trust the information. And
and it's the people that peddle this stuff, and you just want to. Sometimes they do get sent to jail. It's like, good, because you're putting people's lives at risk.
But
there's so many sad stories, you know, parents who stopped their child having cancer treatment and gave them this medical, I can't remember what it's called now, it's got various different names, and gave them this stuff instead, and it's just diluted bleach, and it just kills them. It's horrible.
Don't have chemotherapy, try this, and it's like, Isn't it cruel that people prey on people like that, though? I mean, I know the older we do get a little bit, I wouldn't say hippie-ish, but we get a little bit save the whale, don't we, type thing, you know, and we become quite morally, I wouldn't say campaign-y, but when you hear of people getting wronged like that, we get a little bit on our eye horse about it, and I think it's the right way, to be honest.
I think for most people, most intelligent people, it comes with age and just having seen
age and wisdom, innit?
Yeah, I don't know about wisdom for me and you, but age and experience, maybe. Let's limit ourselves to that. But I think it's just we see so many people suffer as a result of the injustices that after a long time of seeing it, you can't help but want to fight against it in some way.
It's just not on, is it? You know, it's Are these diggers, is that plastic or is that metal on there?
It's always most frustrating when you see it. I never quite know which is more frustrating, when you see people from from a well-educated background who fall for this stuff.
Yeah.
Who should know better, or whether it's people who've been taken advantage of because they come from a poor background where they're not, they don't have the same education perhaps, or they're not as, savvy, and they get taken for a ride a lot easier. And it's like,
yeah, I'll get your point.
Or cultures where there's, more of some cultures where they have maybe more of a spiritual basis or a mystical basis, and therefore they're easily led astray with things like that. And it's like, I don't know who you feel more sorry for.
All of them, to be honest with you, mate, because they're all victims in one way or the other, aren't they, mate?
Yep. But you're not wrong. The older you get, the more you start getting angry about this stuff.
Well, you get wise to it because we've seen it time and time again, haven't we? And you just sit there and you think, yeah, I've had enough of this BS now, because especially when it's innocent people that don't know any different being taken advantage of, it irks you, doesn't it? Because their trust in people goes. Not all people are like that at the end of the day.
I think for our generation, for my and your generation, it started when we started to have programs like That's Life and stuff, highlighting builders ripping off little old ladies.
Yeah. That's Life, Watchdog, hate shows like that. Yeah.
And when they came out and started doing that, we started seeing things like that. Our brains started to go, this isn't right, because we never heard about things like that before.
No. Oh no,
young man. Don't know what that was.
Got no idea, mate. Harry Enfield, wasn't it? Oh, young man.
Ooh. I just first saw a hair. Where was it? I've just seen a hair I need to pull off my model, but it's gone again now. Damn it. It's like a tiny piob that needs removing. It probably isn't a piob. It's just a hair, but probably a bristle.
Bristle, weathering.
Could be a piob. I don't know. Hope not.
That's when someone will come up to you and go, I like that bristle, but I think you'll find that it wasn't to scale.
And I'll say, it's not a bristle, it's a piob.
Bound to happen, mate.
Yeah. Well, I think you'll find.
I did my research on Google and I looked at several large scratches, and I can't help but say,
I can't see where it is now. I just saw it, and then I went to get my tweezers and it's gone. I can't find it. Darn it. Medical mineral. I can't remember what it's called. Magical medical mineral.
Yeah, I think I know the one you mean, but yeah.
Anyway.
Miracle medicine, or
Yeah.
You had it a lot, didn't you, with the fake CBD oil? I don't know whether you had it up your neck of the woods, but it was a huge thing down here where people were buying what they thought was bottles of CBD oil when it was.
No,
it's like a fish tank water or something like that. You know what I mean? It's
I don't know about that. It's not something I'd be aware of myself, I suppose.
No.
What do I want to do? I've done them.
I've got no idea. What do you want to do, dear?
I want to do this. That's what I did. I did that.
Yeah, okay, thanks for that.
Fair charge.
Yeah. The Fox isn't just for Christmas, it's for life.
Oh, yeah. I might do a little bit of metallic dry brushing, perhaps.
Oh, a bit of dry brushing. That'd make a change, mate.
Yeah, just a little bit, because what I might do is have like some of the metallics that are then like matte when it gets varnished, and then re-add some of the shiny bits. So maybe clean up some of these silvers a little bit. Just a little bit.
So, you know, Harry's been out with his welder on this digger, see? And he's done a couple of these. When I've finished with it, it'll be just like new. You won't even notice it's there as he slaps a big square plate in the middle of a panel.
Yeah.
Because, most of these old plant machines have stuff like that. So.
It's like, Harry, I thought this was going to be an invisible fix. It is. Well, why has it got wheels on one side? Oh.
Yeah.
Not that invisible then. Nah, maybe not.
Why not? It's had a welded plate on it. Because it has been battered, because this is going to be in a foreign land that spent £8 on infrastructure in the last 50 years, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the digger they dig out, I'm getting this idea off of something I saw on the news in an earthquake zone. And I have never seen such a rickety old machine pulled out to rescue people. And it was like, really?
So
I couldn't have got a new digger for them.
So when you describe that location, you're basically been barrowing furnace.
Yeah. It was. You almost felt sorry for the government of the country. It's like all you've got as your infrastructure. Sure. And he was willing people to go, when you go over there to help them, take a decent digger with you for them.
Take some equipment, please.
Yeah, come on, this thing that they was trying to use had like one tooth on the blade, so yeah. You often see that, don't you, in Far Eastern countries where money isn't spent on infrastructure like that, when these things happen. When you see what they've got to work with and what Western cultures have got, that have got more investment, you sit there and you think, really, why can't the world just be a little bit more equal?
Yep.
Getting all hippie again, aren't we? Well, I am.
We are. Hang on. Early to bed, hang on. Bill says, early to bed, early to rise makes the fox healthy, wealthy, and, well, you can't have it all.
There you go.
I'm neither healthy, wealthy, nor the other. Well, Phil says, Fox, shredded wheat is still the same. Nah. Shredded wheat is still the same. You're thinking of shreddies.
Yeah.
As a diabetic, shredded wheat is one of the things I'm encouraged to have without sugar.
Yeah.
I know when I was trying to do my low-fat diet recommendation the doctor made, I was eating lots of things like porridge oats, things like that, and I actually quite enjoyed it. It wasn't too bad. A bit of fruit maybe, just topped it up a little bit. I got bored eventually and stopped, because I'm rubbish. But. Bill says, I just found out we've obviously sent Bill on, you know what we've done? We've sent Bill on a Google adventure.
Oh, he's on a Google mission, mate.
Yeah, because he now says, I've just found out that Kenny Everett was Charlie the Cat in this god awful PSA ad. So God knows how he's got to that.
Yeah.
From anything we've said, but he's off.
He's gone on. Yeah, he's Google foo, mate.
Yeah, he's getting his Google foo out. He's just
absolutely, mate.
I do love that when you sit there and you think, I'm going to ask Google this question, and then your brain goes, you're actually free for the next 3 hours. So let's just
need to know everything, and it's some of the little journeys. I did it with the actors in Chernobyl. Yeah. And I ended up going through pretty much every decision that was made that caused the disaster. And it was really interesting stuff, and it was like, it's only started out because I couldn't remember Jared Harris's name.
I often find that, like, if at some point in, like, a news item, a little island is mentioned, like a tiny island in the middle of the Pacific somewhere.
Yeah.
Or something like that, I have to go off and Google it. Yeah. And then read, has anybody ever lived there? Who's lived there? What's there? Can I go there? I want to go there.
Me and H do it. She'll come in and we'll be watching something and she'll say, what else was that person in? Oh, that's it. Straight on IMDb. So,
yep. That's the two things. That's the three things I do. I either hear a voice, and I go onto IMDb, or I see an actor and think, what have I seen them in? And I go onto IMDb. Or what I also do is, and I did this the other day, I was watching New Tricks. If something happens in a TV show and there's a very obvious location, and I think I can search for that. It's like if there's a shop behind them and you can get the shop name, I go and find it.
Do you put pins on Google Maps of all the locations? Have you got that far yet?
I should do that, shouldn't I? Damn it.
I do all the time. It started off with all the Formula One GPs and the Moto GPs. I would go on Google Maps for the circuit and I would drop a favourite location, bink, And then obviously I've got things like Lombard Street in San Francisco, the windy, squirrely one. And, things like that. I saw it on Biff. I said, point of interest, bink, straight on Google Maps.
Is that the Bullet Car Chase Road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, I today I was watching New Tricks and they walked into this scrapyard that had like an old vintage 1950s truck up on a stand as a display.
Yeah.
Like a full truck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's interesting. and it had a name on the truck.
Yeah.
So I Googled that, and of course, that's a company that long went in the 60s or 70s.
Yeah.
So then I did more Googling to find out who the scrapyard really was. And I found a few websites, but it took me about 45 minutes of Googling to find this scrapyard that they'd filmed at.
Yeah.
And it now had like a completely different name, and it'd been built over and was like a shopping centre. So then I went backwards in Street View until I could find it with the truck, and I'm like, this is amazing.
I'm so glad it's not just me that does it.
Oh, no.
I love it.
They were doing one the other day where they were stood on top of a shop having a discussion. And all you could see was the first word of the shop name below them.
Right, yeah.
And the postcode of the shop to the left of them on the sign so all I had was a postcode and a bit of a name of a shop, and I Googled that and I found it in the end. I was like, yes.
Good man. I approve of your Google foo.
Yeah. Do it for all kinds of things. Because you'll often find that they'll take a location, they'll dress it up to be something like they'll take a hotel and change the name. Yeah. There'll be a shop across the road in one shop that's the real shop, and you can go and find it off that. I love doing that.
I love all of that.
Yeah, because I want to find out, like, what is this police department they're filming? What is that building really?
Oh, yeah, 1PP and all of that lot in New York. Yeah. When I watched Blue Puds, that's got a pin in it.
Yeah.
And I started going around all the different precincts then.
Yep.
Pinning all of them. It was like, I need to get out more. But, yeah, it's just interesting to do, isn't it?
Yeah, right. A few locations in things like Bosch and stuff like that where they've... And like, I'll go.
I love that TV show. Tight as well ever. Bosch's house. I've even got I've even got Dexter's House out of Dexter. That's on there. It's got a pin in it.
Dexter. Is that any good?
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
I think you've told me about that one. Is that one where he's a serial killer or something?
He's a seen a crime blood spatter expert that's actually the serial killer. It is really good. It's good little side twists in it, mate. Dokes. You'll like Dokes. Dokes is brilliant. He is. Dokes is up there with Gibbs, mate. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
But, I like Dexter.
I've not checked yet if there's any new NCIS, because the current season was only 10 episodes long because the writers...
Yeah, I stopped watching it when Gibbs went, and you've said to me, try and give the guy a new chance. But I was a little bit... Gibbs has gone, it ain't going to be the same, you know. And
it's actually all right. I quite like him. It's a couple of episodes, you get used to him, and then it's actually quite good.
Yeah.
He's quite likeable.
Yeah, second best character in NCIS, Ducky.
Ducky, absolutely.
Ducky and Abby, yeah.
Yeah.
The blokey dynamic duo of Dinozo, and McGee.
Oh, Dinozo and McGee.
There's a bit of that on
there.
They're
all just so good. And it took me a long while to get used to
Ziva.
No. The other bloke. What's his name? Oh God, I can't remember her name either.
Ziva?
No, Ziva's gone. And then it's Ellie that comes in after Ziva.
Ellie, yeah. She's the one, the blonde one, yeah.
Ellie, I can't remember her surname, and the other guy that comes in that replaces Dinozo, whose name I can't remember the character. I forgot his name.
Yeah, don't ask me, mate.
Latino bloke. I can't remember.
Probably Lopez or something, but
I can't remember. Damn, that's embarrassing. Mind you, I've watched it for good.
Someone will Google it for you. They'll get you out your hole.
It's been a couple of months since I've seen it.
Yeah, I should go back and revisit it, but
yes,
it's still in the watch list, so it's still there.
Well, the good thing is when you go back and revisit it, you can start with episode 1 and work your way through. So it'll take you.
I shall rewatch the whole lot, mate.
Yeah,
I do that when I binge watch. It's like if a new season's due to come out of something that I've seen, I just rewatch it so that I then capture the whole of the new season. Would have done its shows by the time I've caught up. Mm-hmm. Nothing worse than watching something and having to wait for the next episode. It's like, nah.
Yeah,
it's like NCIS. It's like, I know there's a new season coming, so I'm going to binge watch everything.
Yep.
And bring myself back up to speed.
I mean, when I caught up with NCIS and I got to the latest episode, I'm like, oh crap, what am I going to do now? I've been watching this for months. It's my dinner time TV viewing. What am I going to do? I was really distraught.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've not watched New Tricks for like 10 years.
Yeah, it's always something.
Yeah, that'll fill a gap.
We bemoan
tricks
bad telly, but every now and then you'll get a show that comes along that is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some good ones out there. Right, we've got that's shielded there. You don't see none of that. At least I don't think you do. Let's have a look again.
I like to shield it.
Yeah, most of that's going to be hidden.
That was the wrong brush. Bad brush choice.
Yeah, so you see that fit in there and that. There's no point in welding any of them because you're not going to see them. Right. We got that on there. We got that plate on there. Happy days.
And we're talking about people complaining about privacy yet using mobile phones. Jeff's like, oh, why did you turn on your mobile phone at all?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's because we were from the mobile phone time. Well, I'll start that again. Bill says it's because we're from the before mobile phone times, and we also saw the link between easy information gathering and the fake information boom.
Yeah.
Bill says he wants to break free. Oh, how he wants to break free.
So he did there. It's like he's in the room, isn't it?
I know. PJ says, put some gold on it, Fox. That's metal. Do you mean metal as in awesome or metal as in it's a kind of metal? It's a kind of metal. Never mind.
You need to get out
there.
Never have too much gold.
No gold. When the operator and the bucket have the same number of teeth, you know you're in the third world. Says Bill. I need Colin's digger to get me out of this Google hole. No
yeah,
problem.
you're proper in the Google hole. Actually, yeah. I'll stand up whilst I'm...
PJ says Nicholas Torres. That's it. Nick Torres. That's it.
That was it. Well done, Paige.
Yep, thank you.
Knew he'd save us. He's good,
yeah, Torres grew on me quite quickly, actually.
He is good. PJ would be good in NCIS, wouldn't he? I could just imagine him down in Ducky's lab. Yes, Gibbs, right. We've done the post-mortem. He'd be there with one of those big round mirror things on his forehead. He'd
like an old vintage American.
Yeah, he'd have the full fluttery white coat, wouldn't he, with a row of pens in one of those crinkly little chrome pen holders that clip to the pocket.
Would they make him up to look like Dick Van Dyke in Diagnosis Murder, though?
Yeah, I think we would, yeah. Just a pencil moustache, little thin pencil moustache. Yeah. You'd be there going, right, dee, young Gibbs.
Yeah, that's the point. When I finish watching New Tricks, maybe I can go and find an archive of Diagnosis Murder.
I've never watched an episode, mate.
It's actually quite good. It's in a charming way. It's a bit Columbo. It's like light Columbo.
I watched an episode of the Rockford Files the other day. I hadn't seen it for years.
Oh, yeah, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah, the Rockford Files.
It kind of aged well.
Yeah, it didn't look dated to be.
I think it's because he just drives that Trans Am and it always looks good.
And Columbo's another one that doesn't seem to age. Apart from the women's outfits and hairdos, that can sometimes date it. But him himself, he always looked dishevelled, didn't he? Bless him.
Oh, yeah, him in his little Continental car. The problem with Columbo is you always know that the moment somebody rocks up in a convertible Mercedes, they're the bad guy.
Yeah.
Soft top Mercedes with the roof down. Was it S-Class, I suppose, in the 70s, 80s?
Yeah.
Big, long, flat, square one with the...
That's the one. Slightly lowered roof. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing a light dry brush on these parts. They're not going to look metallic because they're going to have a matte varnish on them, but just means they look not just grey when they come to be.
Where did I put that?
Later on. A shiny highlight on them later.
Shiny highlight. Well-known actress.
Yeah. But these will be like matte highlights. I like to do that.
He's a nice bloke. Matte highlight. Yeah, met him once. Yeah, nice fella.
Yeah, barbershop down on the main street.
That's him. Yeah. Yeah. Highlight of my week, that was meeting him. Good-ching. Right, what was I thinking? Can't remember.
What were you thinking, Festa? Come on. It's a good question.
Yeah, there is that. That's where it is.
You need the small dry brush for that. Yeah, I like to do like a light highlight with the metallics, but it's just like it'll be the matte one, and then.
Yeah, because it'd look pretty bad if you did the dark highlight, wouldn't it? See what I did?
Yeah, dark highlight. That was a bit too 1980s. That.
My missus was watching Bullseye on TV earlier. It's like, God, the 1980s was so bad, wasn't it?
Great, super. Was that on Dave by any chance?
Here's what you could have won.
Here's what you could have won. Smashing great open.
Another speedboat, Jim.
Yep. This is the speedboat. Well, it's him that had that famous clip of him, like, asking the question, was it, is the largest state in America Texas? Oh.
Yeah.
That's a goof. Jim Bowen. I've got that music in my head now.
Good, because it was in mine earlier.
Good. There's one thing we were good at doing in the UK in the 1970s and 80s. It was really crap game show music. We excelled.
Yeah, or with comedians that had to do an opening stint for a couple of minutes telling bad jokes in the hope that people might think they were still funny.
Yeah, or at least it would get people willing to go and watch them at such and such the Winter Gardens in Blackpool, perhaps.
You can always tell when a person was reaching the end of their career because they either ended up doing game shows or panto.
Yeah, or both.
Yeah, or both, yeah. Like, yeah, this year in panto is. It's like, oh, that's what happened to me.
Yeah. Well, if they didn't go into panto, they were doing soap operas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went into Coronation Street Armadale or something like that. So yeah. Let's have a look. After my last Google hole, I kept getting sticky. I'll start that again. After my last Google hole, I keep getting sticky nipple covers pop up in the main feed, and I have no idea where to put that.
No idea there. You Googled that whilst you was watching Fox's stream, didn't you?
Don't panic, because bizarrely, every time I go on Amazon, in my recommendations, I get sticky nipple covers as well. And I've never searched anything that would be relevant to that. I remember, it's like every 2 or 3 months, Amazon will decide what I'm into.
Yeah.
Because it updates itself quite regularly, but every now and then it will just go completely wildly off centre. Like a couple of months ago, for some reason, I got lots of horse tack in my recommended items. I'm like, what? I've not hired a 1980s Escort. Why would I? I don't live in London. Why would I want horse tack? I haven't even got any luncheon vouchers. What are you doing? So, somebody will get that reference.
Oh, cheers, Paige. PJ's put a super chat in there. It's £36.78. He said, Cole, he said, coinage that might come in handy. Thank you very, very much, PJ, mate. It means a lot, mate. Mm-hmm. It really does. It will be put to good use, mate.
Good man.
Absolutely.
Not sure what to say about PJ. I always said he was a decent bloke. Yeah, sticky nipple. I get sticky nipple covers. I don't know why. It's not just you, mate.
I'm really worried about you two, because is there a bromance we need to talk about here?
No. I went in yesterday and it was sticky nipple covers, a snorkel, and Gumpler. I'm like, I don't even know how you would even begin to think these were connected or what.
Yourself lucky, mate. I get pure cremation and the big slipper.
The big slipper. Oh, actually, I think I know why I got the. Whatever I just said, I've forgotten already now.
Oh yeah, I'll get all of that sort of thing.
The big slipper. I do wonder, sometimes. I know it's real tinfoil hat conspiracy theory nut job time, but you do have to wonder sometimes, are you actually being listened to?
Oh, yeah, if you've got an Alexa, you are, yeah.
No, I mean, like, because I'll discuss things with you on a live stream, and then the next day.
Oh, it's in your ad feed, mate.
Yeah, so it's like.
That's the algorithm, that is, mate.
I mean, I suppose YouTube, yeah, because they're listening to because they have to listen to it to make sure there's any words they want to like block or anything like that. So I suppose they do listen to it, and it. So yeah, you kind of that would explain it, I suppose.
Oh yeah, we get a lot of that. The algorithm picks up everything, mate.
Mm-hmm.
PJ says, "Could you two sticky nipple cover girls get a room, please?" Yeah, I'm getting a bit concerned, Paige. It's
You're not the one getting the recommendations for sticky nipples.
I'm worried, mate. I worry about the pair of you there.
Well, that's a good job. You get 2 sticky nipple covers, isn't it? Worrying about the pair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got fishing equipment one month. I was like, I don't what? It's just so random.
Yeah, I get, like I say, pure cremation. Distinction of Stenner stair lifts. I get that one a lot. The orthopedic bed. Get that one.
I went through a phase of getting recommendations for, how can I say this, adult toys that perhaps resemble certain parts of the male body.
Oh right, yeah.
That.
I
And
really
I'm like,
worry
really?
about your browser search history then.
I don't search for those things. Just me. Like, I don't know where that's come from. It's just weird the way it makes these associations sometimes.
I can remember doing a live stream years ago with someone who had their history menu still open. You know who I mean.
Yes.
And we was all giggling away like 5-year-olds. It's like, I want to close that window. Why? It's got your browser search history is still open. Awkward moment, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's like, here's a golden rule. If you're going to do anything on a stream where it involves you typing into a Google window. Yeah. If you're going to do a Google search live on the internet, clear your browser history first.
Oh, it was hilarious.
If you've got autocomplete on, because it's like,
it was just so funny. And of course, us being us, the mockage happened.
Oh, yeah.
Mockage wasn't appreciated, but it happened.
Bill says 3, 2, 1 and dusty bin.
Yeah. That is one program H was talking about. Would it be good if they brought 3, 2, 1 back? Would it work now on telly?
No. It wasn't good when it was on. It wouldn't be good if they brought it. Well,
there was 12.5 million people that would disagree with you there, Fox, each week, mate, wouldn't there?
No, I mean, you look back at it now, and it wasn't good at the time, although it was good for the viewers. But it wouldn't be the same without Jim Barrett. It's one of those things that you couldn't bring back because...
it's Ted Rogers that did 3, 2, 1,
Rogers,
mate.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Bullseye, aren't I? Yeah, it wouldn't be the same without Ted Rogers, and Bullseye wouldn't be the same without Jim Barrett. It's just... It just wouldn't work.
Yeah. If you could bring back a game show, folks, what would it be?
And you know what they'd do? ITV would do it, and they'd just get the latest slack-jawed popular presenter to do it.
Other slack-jawed presenters are available, folks.
Yeah. It's like, here's a new program for ITV. Who's the presenter? Oh. List of names pops up. Oh.
Yeah, don't say them.
I'm not going to say them. It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. What's that Bill says? Everyone here right now is getting sticky nipple covers in their feed tomorrow. Yeah, going to happen, mate.
Yeah, maybe it affects the chat as well.
Yeah.
Because it's in chat and we said it out loud.
Yeah. Yeah, Bill at GeoCities. Yeah.
Yep.
Wonder whether Tony ever gets emailed.
I kind of made that joke for months, and then one day thought, I really hope he doesn't actually have a GeoCities account, because that would be right embarrassing, wouldn't it? To this day, I don't even know if he does have a GeoCities account.
It'd be funny if he did.
If anybody was going to have a GeoCities account, it would be Tony.
Well, he had MySpace, didn't he? And it used to be the default email, wouldn't it? GeoCities.
Yeah.
Back in the days of Netscape Navigator.
Oh, yeah.
MySpace pages. God, I remember that now.
Do you remember the ubiquitous GeoCities pages that had like the Starfield background?
Yeah.
And it was the obviously repeating Starfield background as well. Just, oh dear.
Yeah. You look back at websites from that era.
And, oh, God.
You know, when everyone discovered Shockwave Flash. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because there are still some old websites around. Like there's an old website for the first Space Jam movie, and it still exists.
Oh, really?
It's all Flash based. It's like, oh dear Lord.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice when you find these old. And it was always like Starfield background, so black with the Starfield all over it, that tiled. You could obviously see the tiling, and all the text was yellow.
Yeah.
And half underlined. Half of it was underlined for no real reason whatsoever.
Yeah. Little animations in the corner. It's like, yeah.
And that's the funny thing now. When you stumble upon some conspiracy theory website, 9 times out of 10, they look like old GeoCities websites.
Yeah, they've all got that sort of double drop shadow around every button, isn't they? And it's like,
yeah. And all the text is either in blue that's hard to separate out from the black background or bright yellow.
And you think, someone hasn't updated their version of Dreamweaver in years. It's like,
yeah, it's still got the little view counter at the bottom with the under construction banner.
That's the one. Yeah.
And it's probably got like remember when you used to have like website rings?
Yeah.
And it was like aggregations of all the websites because they get together. It was like,
everyone had the hitbox, didn't they, at the bottom there, counting and all your little link recommendations, and it's like,
I don't know what it is with conspiracy theory websites. They always look like old 1990s websites. They're terrible.
That's because most of the people that designed them did website design back then, you know?
Yeah.
Probably a lot of the more extremist ones have been done from a prison cell somewhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I have to say that Time Cube, if it's still around, is one of my favourite. Made by a lunatic conspiracy theory type person. Website is just, if it's still around. I know he's long dead, but I think the website might still be around.
There are some weird websites out there.
Oh yeah.
But I always say there's something for everyone on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Do you still have a folder in your browser favourites of dodgy bad website designs? Where you just go back to them and you go, yeah, that really is shonky.
No, but I used to frequent a website. I don't think it exists anymore. This is going way back now. It was a website that catalogued poorly designed website.
Yeah.
And it said the biggest crime you can do is mystery meat navigation.
Yeah.
Which is where you have like a web page and there's obvious buttons on the web page. They're obviously buttons, but they don't say what they are. Yeah.
People have to click them to see where it takes them,
Yeah.
Clickbait is what the modern term would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's like, you don't know it's just like, what is this button? What does it do? I don't know. But one of the legendary ones that used to highlight quite a lot was Jim Carrey's website. I don't know if it still exists or if it's the same now, but that was just a page full of animated stuff and everything was a button, but you didn't know what any of it was.
Yeah.
They weren't labelled and it didn't specify what was a button and what wasn't. And it was like...
Well, there used to be an option, didn't there, in some of the browser software back then of speed web page loading, remove names from buttons. And, of course, people used to remove all the names from the buttons. And like you say, no one had any idea on what. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like a golden rule. If you're going to make a website, at least label your buttons so people know what they're clicking on. Don't do mystery meat navigation.
Well, it's gone back to Billy Basics now, and everything's so clean and neat and under-designed. It's that minimalist mantra at the moment. Websites go in cycles, don't they? Because, they go from all singing, all dancing janglies with unnecessary garnish. We're going through the clean stage again at the moment. Apple did it with their software, didn't it, on their phones and that. They had realistic icons, then they went back to very basic sketched style icons. And now gradually more realistic icons are making a comeback. And it's like, Yeah,
there's a name for that. It's actually called, if I remember rightly, I think it's called skeuomorphism.
Yeah, it is a thing.
Which is where, you make something like a button look like a realistic object when it's just a button. Yeah, that's what they're coming away from.
It's a deliberate thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of, I don't know, it did kind of, like you say, it proliferated for a long time, and now we're just going back to it's just a button.
Yeah.
Logos are getting simplified. The one thing I hate, and thankfully it's on its way out, and there is a name for it, and I've forgotten what the name is now, but there's a style of artwork that you see on websites, and Facebook did it for a while.
Yeah.
Where you'll have a cartoon drawing of a person, but they're just flat colours and they've got like ridiculously fat, oversized legs and tiny little heads and massive long arms. And there's a name for it and it's called something Metro something.
Yeah.
And I really hate it.
Yeah, it's like a Metro art type thing. It's a bit Art Deco, bit noir, isn't it? It's
and it's supposed to be like inoffensive to everybody, but it's a bit like Comic Sans. It's just thankfully it's fading away now. But.
Yeah, it's classed as non committal, isn't it? It's like a generic thing where people respond to it
neutrally.
Neutrally without
Yeah. Thing is, I see it. I don't like it because I see it, and all I can see is like that kind of really goofy 1960s Beatles era kind of stupid looking characters.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, that's really old. That's just not even.
Yeah, but it goes in cycles, and you can see it with advertising on the tubes and things like that. If you travel a lot of bus posters, you can see different artistic styles coming back in vogue, and you're like, oh, really? Not this again? And
Don't bring that back or this back, please.
Yeah, iOS 18, when it updated, some of the icons reminded me of icons way back in iOS 6. It seems to have gone back and is starting to become more realistic icons to represent things. So they went from realistic to flat to thin to very sort of sketchy, nondescript icons, and they're going back again now, and it's like, can't they think of anything more original? They go back to what works, don't they, at the end of the day?
I must admit, over the years as I've been designing stuff, I've gotten simpler and I mean, obviously in my brain I've got simpler anyway, but
we know that. It goes without saying, mate. If
I go back a ways, I was doing all these complicated fonts and lots of nonsense, but now I'm just like, I just stick to my Euro style or my simple fonts, my Swisses, my Euro styles and things like that, and just go for simplicity and maybe a little bit of a drop shadow, and that's fine. And it's just, I've kind of come away from doing all the complicated silly fonts you can't read, and I will never, ever, 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 ever use the Quantum Leap font. Not ever. That seems to have appeared in the last 2 or 3 years. Everybody's using it, and it's like,
you see 20 different fonts on the same thumb now.
Yeah. Oh god, it's like have one at the most 2 fonts.
What people don't seem to realise is you need to look at it and go, right, let's just send that picture to my mobile phone and see what it looks like on a small iPad or mobile phone, because what looks great on a big 22-inch monitor isn't going to look good when it's that big. You can't decipher it. That's why my thumbnails have gone right back to just a generic cutting mat background, a couple of badges, and that's it.
Well, I used to know a guy who was a graphic designer, and he said the best way to sort of keep track of or keep a handbrake on what you're doing when you're doing like he wasn't internet at the time. It was, when you're doing like a poster or something like that or anything with words, is imagine it costs you £10 per word. Every word you use costs you a tenner. You're going to start using a lot less words.
Absolutely.
And you'll figure out how to get.
In answer to page A, I am stood up, mate.
Good lad. It's like I always kept that in my mind. So and over time, I got less and less wordy. It's like, you don't need to have 8 different phrases at random points on the.
You don't need War and Peace on a thumbnail, mate, because people know what we do. They know what we look like, and they'll just go for the kiss method now. Keep it simple, stupid. Works for me.
Yeah.
Because in the description, it tells people what you're doing, so you don't need it on a thumbnail where it becomes illegible. Amount of times I see it. I mean, I see it on my own group, and other groups that you go in, and you're like, do they realise that if someone's looking at that on a mobile, they're not going to know what any of that is?
No, I saw one the other day, which was, firstly, it had like 6 or 7 different blocks of text on it, 5 of which were irrelevant to the actual thing it was about. Okay, and the artwork itself was also completely irrelevant. And I'm like, if I just saw that thumbnail, I wouldn't know what. I would be like, what? I would assume it was about something completely different, and not what it's actually about. And I thought, that's just bad design. Kiss, man, kiss. Keep it simple.
Oh, I can get why people that are into graphics design probably sneeze and whinge and balk at some of the things they see, because, like you say, you look at it and you think, as a end user, I don't know what they're trying to sell me.
Yep.
If you're having to second guess it, then you're just going to click past it and go on to the next one, ain't you?
Yeah. If I've got a web page in front of me with like 30 YouTube thumbnails on it, I'm going to breeze through quickly. And the ones that have got the title in big, massive letters, they're going to stick out.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, the ones that I can read from a distance without even thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of little fiddly text and irrelevant artwork. It's like the one I saw was so busy with the artwork. It's like it's not even related to the thing it's about, and you wouldn't see any of it. It looks a blur. Yes. It's not the. I mean, the thing is, at the end of the day, you know, you're not born knowing graphic design.
No, but then you find someone that knows it.
Yeah.
You know, if you know zero about design, talk to other people that have got good thumbnails and ask them how they do theirs. It ain't hard.
Yeah. No, it's like you're not born knowing it, but at the same time, you know, you can learn it and be trained.
Yeah.
Or
I'm fortunate enough to know that, you know, I know a graphic designer. There's one in the chat now. You know, so if you're unsure, just say to them, what do you think of that?
Yeah.
But if they go, actually, it's bish, you're going to take their word because that was their job. So
that's the thing. It's like it's impossible. I don't understand how, like, as you know, you're not born knowing it, but I don't understand how someone can exist in, say, the kind of this world that we do videos and stuff, and not have at least picked up by osmosis what other people are doing. And
well, you try to educate yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, it's none of us were born knowing YouTube live streaming. You got the software and you learn how to use it by doing.
Yeah. I just find it hard that somebody hasn't picked up on that, even just by osmosis, and it's people who do it. I've seen people do it, and they do it over and over and over again for months and months and months. It's like, have you not?
Yeah, but not everyone's as perfect as you, Fox. I keep telling you this. I know you're a guru.
That's true.
No, not everyone is as perfect as you, mate.
That's true. This is true. I must learn this fact.
You are a unique one-off individual who is so perfect in everything you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is one of them. I don't get how people, especially now with YouTube like it is, how to create a thumbnail. Bloody hell, YouTube tells you it itself in YouTube Studio. Recommendations on how to get thumbnails. I mean, it's ironic, actually, that YouTube still like the idea of you standing there with a goofy expression pointing at what you're doing. For some reason, they seem to like that mantra.
It's not just that. That's unfortunately what kind of.
I see it all the time on thumbnails. It's all right, I'll shut up. Carry on.
No. That's what I'm saying. It's the sad thing is that it's that kind of design that gets the attention of the lowest common denominators, and that's why they work. And it's like, oh, I hate that. I'm like you. I hate that kind of gawpy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's what does well, and it's like, oh, stop me.
Yeah, make sure you put a big arrow in there, pointing to it. It's like, oh, God. And yet when you see some of the higher ranking channels, they've all got that same goofy expression. They're all doing it. So there must be something in it. But part of you thinks, I went through a stage where I wanted to test the theory, and it was like, my own self-conscious got the better of me. It's like, I can't keep doing that. Yeah, no, that's it. It's appealing to the unwashed masses of YouTube. Yeah. And it's what the algorithm wants at the end of the day. Exactly. But it's like, don't mean to say it. Yeah. Just... I paused for breath again, didn't I? I won't do it again. But yeah. The algorithm of algorithmness, all-seeing YouTube eye. Which unfortunately favours the dross. Yeah, it's strange because you read through it and you think, oh, really? Because, you do get interested, don't you? It's like getting back to what we said, educating yourself. You get interested and you sit there and you think, okay, this is, so how's that channel? I don't know, I'll pull one from there like Colin Furs or channels of that ilk. And you're like, okay, you look at their thumbnails and they've all got that goony expression. You're like, it works for them, but you sit there and you think, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be, That's the thing, it would work because... Yeah, but you're changing your whole demeanour just to get views and subs. You're becoming part of the sheep, aren't you, then? Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, it does work, but I'm not confident that it works on any genre video. No, I think it works on certain niches, to be quite honest with you. And
if it... Well...
No, you carry on, mate.
I was going to say, if it's a subject that can appeal to intelligent people and stupid people, then it's going to work. But if it's, I don't think our kind of content would.
No, that's what I was about to say, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
How dare I try to talk on my own live stream? Come on.
I don't think we appeal to that kind of end of
No, we're such a niche, obscure hobby.
Yeah.
It's just how it is, isn't it?
We attract the intelligent people.
Yeah. All right. Someone like Night Shift getting 1 million views on a video. Yeah, but then that's because he's that bloody damn good at what he does.
Mm. Yeah.
But, yeah. And again, with Martin, I think it's all down to narration, presentation style, and just that unique personality that he carries over on the channel. And I think it works for him.
Yep.
Again, if everyone went and did it, you'd soon get weary.
Oh yeah.
There's only one Uncle Night Shift.
It's like I'm not going to mention any names, but I've seen channels that started off tiny.
Yeah.
There's channels that weren't around like 2 years ago. And they started off tiny. And then within like a year, they kind of got a bit bigger. So then they started making the real lowbrow, lowest common denominator content.
Yeah.
And then they grew massively. And it's like so disappointing. Modelling channels. Because there are modelling channels that I watched because I liked their content.
Yeah.
And I like their modelling skills. And then they just became let's have lots of jump cuts and silly graphics on screen and stupid noises. And I'm like, I'm not watching it now.
Yeah.
Because you've just
the ones that make me laugh are the ones that have bought their subscriptions and views.
Oh, yeah.
They crack me up then, because sooner or later they will get found out.
Oh, yeah.
There is an app that you could use that you can go on these channels, and you can systematically see at the end of each month they grow by exactly 100 subscribers. Only that, isn't it?
Well, the beauty of those is, of course, that you can be sitting there watching them one day, and suddenly they'll drop 5,000 subscribers, and be like,
yeah, because YouTube will find out. The algorithm always finds out.
Oh look, got 5,000 subs. They were all just spam accounts then. So, no, there's no benefit to buying your subs because they don't. At the end of the day, yeah, you might get a high sub count, but they're not actually watching your content. You don't make money from subscribers. You make money from the views and the clicks. It's
the algorithm works out how many subscribers you've increased by, and if you've gained no extra views at the same time, they pretty much know what you're doing, and your channel will get pulled.
Yep. Actually, YouTube went through a thing, I think last week or the week before.
They've had a cull, haven't they?
Yeah, a whole bunch of channels got incorrectly pulled.
Yeah.
And they've had to issue a thing saying, yeah, we kind of screwed up a little bit, and I don't know what the numbers were, it was quite big. He said if your channel was accidentally pulled, it's come back online and you will get all your content back.
Yeah. Because they go through a cull period every now and then of spam channels and, what can we say, channels that are buying views and subscribers, and they have a cull. And, of course, what they do is they go through the channel, but they also go through the subscriber list. And if some of them flag up, they just delete them. Of course, some of them might be perfectly innocent that get caught in the broom bristles.
Yep.
But, there's a few that used to come in on mine that have disappeared and had their channels pulled. But one of them that has had that happen used to openly say that they bought their subscribers. So karma's a wonderful thing.
But it's like, to me, buying subscribers... I need to clear my throat 1 sec.
Well, you're conning yourself, I think. Because my channel's grown slowly. I don't really care. But, you do in a way because you'd like to see it grow perhaps a little bit quicker because of the effort you put in. But I know that every one of them subscribers has been genuinely earned, where people have chosen to subscribe. They haven't been bought, paid for, or anything like that. Because I think that the people that are doing that are conning themselves.
To me, it's like...
How do you know you're con... Go on, shut up, Cole. Go on.
No, go on.
No, carry on, mate. You started.
No, go on. No, you go.
No, it's not relevant.
No, go on. You can say, how do you know?
Carry on, mate. I'm not going to change my opinion.
Go on.
No.
I was just going to say, it's like rocking up in a Ferrari when you know it's actually a Ford Fiesta with a Ferrari body shop.
Absolutely.
There's no point.
Absolutely.
It's like, there's no benefit to having lots, okay, you might unlock monetization quicker, but then when you get 3 views, you're not going to get any monetization, are you?
No.
But YouTube finds them out, and they always get
Of course they do.
kicked.
I do find it funny. It's like, yeah, you got your just desserts there.
Yeah, we've seen it happen to channels, and we go, ha ha.
Well, yeah, because as a content creator, you try to put as much effort into what you do. All right, you might not think it was some of the content I've put out, but you still put the time and the effort in and all of that. And when you do that, you see other people that are bucking the system, should we say, because they want attaboys, well dones, and be seen as something in the community that perhaps they're not. I love it when karma visits them and they get found out, because it's like,
yeah, it's more the hubris that they think that YouTube, whose system they are in, using and trying to book, won't find them out. It's like, YouTube, owned by Google, the biggest data collection company on the planet. You think they're not going to find out?
Won't happen to me. Little old me. Won't happen to me. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like,
Yeah.
You know, you see a channel grow from 100 to 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000 subs in six weeks. It's like, yeah. Like,
I mean, it can happen, but it's not likely, not in our kind of environment.
And they've still got the same 4 videos. It's like, we know what you're doing. And then it's gone. It's like, you got busted.
Yep. You can't book a system when the system knows more about you than you do.
YouTube ain't stupid, nor's Google. No. And it says in the talks, pretty straightforward. It tells you exactly what will happen. People will complain then when it does. It's like, well, what did you expect?
Yeah, that's the thing to remember. Google knows more about you than you know about yourself.
Exactly.
So don't even try and book the system. All you're going to do is come out looking like a complete spoon.
I'm happy. Like I say, channels there. I've, met me growth target. I wanted to get to 2K this year, and I've done that. So I'm happy.
Yeah, brilliant.
Next target, 2.5. See how long it takes. If it takes a year, takes 2 years, so be it. I love every one of my subscribers, purely and simply because they've taken the time and effort to do it.
Exactly. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Exactly.
It's also runny nose. Ooh.
There you go. We've got another bit of that to put across that scene. And then this will be getting ready.
Muse is in, says evening all.
Hello,
Hey,
Marcy. How you doing, darling? Lovely to see you in.
Bill says, well, by that logic, the internet wants me to be naked except for sticky nipple covers looking goofy on my thumbnails.
Absolutely, Bill. What you need is an animated thumbnail with you spinning the tassels in opposite directions. You'll be on 1 million subs before you know it.
Bill says, think by next Frolic, a talking stick needs ordering from Amazon. What? What's a talking stick? I don't get it. What's a talking stick?
Talking stick's possibly a microphone box. You never know.
I've got you. What, a Terry Wogan style bendy?
Any microphone's a talking stick, isn't it?
I know, but it just puts the image in my head of the what do you call it?
That wasn't a microphone; it's a bloody coat hanger.
That's true.
World's most annoying microphone. That was
Blankety blank. That's the one. I can't remember the name of it.
Absolutely. Bill says, yeah, no, who holds the stick gets to. I might as well just send it to Fox, mate. Every now and then I stupidly think I can get a sentence out on my own channel, but it don't work that way.
I just get excited. And talk
you do get excited. That's why we love you, dear.
I can't help it.
I know, but I'll mock you for it.
This is true.
It's just funny. It's like, yeah, I held a breath. Boom, he's in. You give Fox the opportunity to deprive a room full of oxygen, he will.
I will. I'm an oxygen thief, but not in the bad way.
Absolutely. Could you imagine you're stuck on a 16-hour flight and you're sat next to Fox and he's in a talkative mood?
I'd just sleep. I don't like flying. You'd be all right in that case.
Absolutely. What are you doing there, Geese?
I am.
He says as he's about to have a mouthful of biscuit. Good excuse, then. Talk away, dear.
I'm painting the little ammo boxes for the big shooters. I did them in a... What colour did I do them in? I did them in some green or other. Gave them an Agrax wash, and I'm just going in and doing the reverse chipping method just to block in some colour. So they look not like where you paint the flat bit and then you leave the shade in the recess. This is just dotting it on, so it's got that kind of painted look.
Mottled look.
It just looks kind of random. Yeah, mottled, that's a good word.
Yeah,
kind of
bit of mottling. I like your checkers.
I thank you. Very, very nice. Very kind. Thank you. So I'm kind of getting into this way of doing things now. It's I quite like the effect it has. It gives it a kind of painted, kind of AI art look, which I don't know. It's kind of interesting to me. Stylized kind of look.
Well, you've hit on a theme, haven't you? That started way back when with the Stomper, and pretty much
your
blue dry brush paint jobs have been almost becoming a trademark.
Yeah, that's true. It did kind of start with the Stomper.
Marcy says she'd slip a downer into his drink. He's the only bloke I know you can fill up with downers, and he's like the Duracell rabbit, Marcy. He'll carry on.
Yeah, I don't. Shut up.
It's sweet. I know why. It's because you're a bloody nervous wreck. That's why.
I'm just a spoon. That's what I am.
So we got
I'm like Bandai plastic. I'm not fully baked.
Yeah, you can say that again. We're going to laugh past, if that's all right, mate.
Oh, good God, it's 2:15. Yeah, in that case, what was I about to do? Oh, I'll do that quickly, then I'll go and get some water for me. Brush clean.
Yeah, that'll keep up with me schedule. That's just a
cereal bar.
Yeah, just a protein thing, mate, because I was getting the DTs, that was all.
Yep.
So I had to have something to eat, just to dissipate it.
Just take the edge off.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Well, that is as far as I can go on that, because it's primer stage now.
Yeah.
So it's going to stay on the bench, because mistake I made last week, I said, oh yeah, I'll get that primed, is I'll put it in the box and put the lid on.
And then forgot.
And then forgot about it.
Don't.
And it's like, it's staying on the bench now so that I know.
Right, let me get some warm water for my brush cleaning.
What I'll do is, as I put my tin of primer, that's the wrong one, Cole. You want your grey one, your grey one. It's gone somewhere. Do you think I can find it? Is that the one? There you go. So then it's ready to go. I had a bottle with some of that in somewhere. Can't remember where I put that either.
There we go.
Yeah. It's around somewhere.
What's that?
I had a glass jar with a load of primer in it. Do you think I can see it? It's probably down there. Oh yeah, it's right at the bottom of the rack there. No worries, I can sort that out. Get that later. Yeah, because I normally decant it into a little jar.
Muse says, oh, in the process of moving things around, I found both of my bone blades and the extra sprue, so yeah.
Oh, happy days, Marcy.
Yeah, that sprue's gold dust now.
Did you dance a jig? You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Come on.
She did.
Yeah.
I bet there was a minimal, at the least minimal jigness.
Oh, I can imagine she did many a fist bump.
Yeah. Hoorah, she said. Hoorah.
Yeah. Just imagine her going, I found my bane blade, I found my bane blade.
Yes.
That's a wash, Cole, so that's your gunk wash.
I've got one in primer and one in the box still to build.
What's that? Bane blades?
Yes. And I've got the E-Models one I need to finish as well, actually.
No, the only one I've got is the E-Models one in the box just above my head there, mate. I don't have a Bane blade to build. Shock horror. Shock horror.
Well, you have the Insane blade, but...
Yeah, I did do the Revell Dawn recently. So
yeah, you did.
I've got Insane blade to paint.
That counts as like 3 Bane blades, that one, in terms of painting.
Oh, mate, it's going to be a good background project.
I'm so looking forward to whatever that comes out like. It's going to be epic.
I hope so. I hope so. I will try my best to put it that way.
It'll be fine. You'll do just fine with it, and it'll be fantastic. Because look at your E-Models one, that came out really nice.
Yeah, I dug it out the other day to have a look at it because I couldn't remember the paint scheme I'd done on it.
And that's quite an unusual, interesting paint scheme as well. So, yeah, that came out fine. That came out great.
The same blade staring at me now going, yeah, you know I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the beauty is, it's a Bane blade and it's Ulks.
It's Ulks, isn't it? It's a thing.
100 extra techniques.
Did I put that extra? I'm sure I used to have. Different one. That's clear coat. That's black primer. Oh, it's me gloss black that I decanted into that jar last time, so I do need the other jar. I don't put the other jar. Damn it. Yes. Oh, I had a spare. Didn't clean that out. Let me go. You old wazzock. You need to.
Do you have like a whole bunch of different locations to store things that are all spread out all over the place?
Yeah, because obviously lacquer and acrylic, I don't mix them.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, then I've got old Sevilla jars with different washes over there that I've made acrylics. And then obviously, because this is a lacquer primer, I keep lacquer separate from acrylics.
Yeah.
Because...
Did you tell me once you had all your lacquers and stuff in a closed metal case or something?
Yeah, that's all the big what's his name? All the fitters and stuff like that. And,
solvents case.
Yeah, solvents case, and that. It's just a habit from my days at the workshop. Yeah. You know, where
makes sense.
You know, I have like 20 litres of IPA.
Yeah.
You know, acetone, acetates, that sort of thing, you know, to make me glue. So I keep that all locked away, mate, because it's just force of habit, mate.
Yeah, well, it's good safety anyway.
Yeah. So H will often say, God, what is that stuff in there? It stinks to buggery. And I'm like, yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry, love.
Yeah, outside I'll go. But ideally, I used to keep all of that sort of thing outside in the wooden shed when I had it.
Yeah.
But this day and age, with people getting into sheds and out buildings, I'd rather keep it in here under lock and key, because you only need some chud.
Well, especially stuff like that. It's for all the things it could be used for, and just a fire hazard. You don't want it outside where it could be got to.
It's one of them. Marcy says, yeah, they were missing for a year. Better to stay safe and have all that in a secure container. Certainly is, Marcy. Like I say, I've got the steel cabinet at the end there that locks up, and yeah, it's just force of habit, love. Well, I think it's the right thing to do, personally. You know, it's
proper professional body shop process.
Yeah.
Have all your solvents locked away in a safe cabinet.
Exactly. Surprising how much stuff. It's like all my 3D printer resin, any spare bottles, that's all locked away in there because you know, it's a hazardous substance at the end of the day.
Yeah. Plus, it keeps it out of any UV light from the daylight as well.
Yeah, when I empty a bottle of resin, I have a UV bulb on a post, on a bit of dowling, and I hang it inside the bottle just to cure the inside of the bottle of any uncured resin. so that I can bang the bottle out once it's all cured, put that then in a bag, and I know the bottle I'm sending isn't got contaminant in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, or for recycling, you mean?
Oh, yeah, it's just force of habit, you know, but how many people don't do that, I don't know, but it's just something I did. I'm like, well, that's uncured resin in there. If I'm throwing that and some kid picks that up,
yeah,
you don't know, do you? You don't know how it's getting disposed of at the dump. Is it going in landfill? Is it left laying about on the surface? I don't know.
Yeah, well, especially if, you know, you're putting the bottle in for recycling anyway. They don't want that resin.
Exactly, they don't want that coming out. So I just, like I say, I've got a dowel rod with a UV bulb on it, goes in there, and I'll just sit it there and leave it overnight, and then bash the bottle, break up anything that is in there, pull it out with tweezers.
Tweezers?
You know, I mean, you can wash it out with IPA if you want, but the IPA is still going to be contaminated. You still need to cure that. So
yeah,
it's just personal preference, just how it is, isn't it?
I'm so finicky with recycling at home with our rubbish bins that I used to get like milk cartons and juice, you know, the cardboard carton with the plastic lid.
Yeah, I'll peel the foil out of them.
Oh, I never got that far because it didn't seem to, but I always used to cut the lid off, rinse it out, wash it all, cut the lid off so the plastic bit went in the normal bin. And then...
yeah, the ones with the foil lining, I'll pull the foil lining out and put that in, yeah.
Oh.
It's just how I am. It's like my man cave, I've got the plastics for my offcuts of sprue and things like that, and then card, obviously, for model boxes and how I separate it. Just how it is, isn't it? You know, it's surprising how much waste you could accumulate in a modelling.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I have like one trip every couple of months to the recycling centre.
Yeah.
And the majority of that is all the cardboard boxes from Partworks and stuff. It's just piles and piles and piles.
Yeah, H takes it to a company that's down the road from the golf club, and they bale it up with their warehouse cardboard bales that they send off. So she takes a big bootload of it down and just, because I string it all up. So she can just take a chunk at a time, you know, and it's all flattened down, and obviously all the addresses are peeled off and that.
Well,
and off it goes and gets mulched, because why not?
Yeah, I have great fun because like I let all the boxes pile up at the back of the living room until Mama Wolf gives me enough of a stink eye that I know I have to take it all to the tip. And what I do is I just get the biggest possible box of all of them, and then all the other boxes I just put on my big work boots with the steel toe caps and just stomp them all flat. I
take the box apart and flatten it down, and I'm quite good at flat packing all this stuff, but
I take the lazy route, I just stomp them flat.
No, it's like, no, if I take them apart, fold them down, I get more in me bundle.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I do.
Pack your bundle full.
Right, folks. Well, it's getting to that time where we're going to love and leave you.
Mm-hmm.
Massive thanks for coming in and keeping us two idiots company. I'll be back on Sunday on here with Dave at 2 p.m. doing the At the Bench stuff. So if you've got any photos for the gallery or anything, doesn't have to be finished, just bung anything in there and we'll sit and show it on the channel. We are... Is it Gang of 1 or Gang of 4 this week? I can't remember on E-Models.
Your tank builder Monday.
I'll be back Monday on E-Models then for the tank, and then we'll be back Wednesday for the mini art street scene and Lord Croak. You streaming during the week, yeah?
Yeah, Monday will be some Far Cry Primal, back to the Mesolithic. Then workbench stuff all week, and then Friday will be Far Cry 5.
There you go, folks. Yeah. So you'll be getting your daily dose of the GNU. There you go.
Yeah.
What more do you want for your week?
Which is worse, a dose of me or a dose of the clap? You decide.
Yeah, we'll leave it
Pros and cons.
Yeah. All right then, folks. Thanks for your support, as usual, putting up with our inane drivel. Sorry for the short show, but it's just how it is at the moment, I'm afraid. Yeah. And we'll catch up with you on Sunday. Take care, folks. Stay safe. Bye for now.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down,